Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is the Charlton Planning Board, May 20th, 2026. Call to order. We have a busy agenda today, a lot of specific technical things to go over. We're represented here. I love to see all the seats filled. This is fantastic. The first one, of course, is the exciting Beach Middle Road subdivision application. So we're glad to see a review of it. We've got a couple of things to consider. There's a stack of paper from the applicant. We have feedback from the town's engineering review. Mr. Andrade is here. Counsel is here for the town, Councilor Alphen, and counsel for the applicant. Would you like to present an overview of what you're presenting tonight, and then we can kind of react to that?
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Jody Kett from the law firm Bowditch and Dewey, here tonight on behalf of CR Hansen Construction LLC for its application for a definitive subdivision plan, which is really more of a road improvement plan. The board is, or should be, pretty familiar with this application at this point. Not much has changed outside of the peer review memo has been received by Grace Engineering, and it's essentially a clean bill of health. The only two items that were flagged pertain to additional drainage improvements, which aren't necessary, and the some of the grading work, which would end up being a private land use matter if it does end up impacting the foundation of the house. But otherwise, a clean bill of health. I spoke with Attorney Alphen earlier today, and I'll let him speak for himself, but his position is that this is a pre-existing non-conforming lot, and we have every right and ability to construct it and pave out this way. The abutter has brought a lawsuit against my clients. So the private land use matter with respect to the septic, as well as any prescriptive rights she may have with respect to the septic, is being under consideration. But it's our position that the board, we're not going to commence any work if we get the approval tonight, because we're under threat of litigation. It's not something that we're trying to pull over. It's just, there's nothing really more that we can do at this stage outside of ask for your approval on the application. We did review the fire department's memo. There was some concerns because it's an undocumented and unknown septic system on this property, so understandably they are concerned about any safety implications of an unknown. We are willing to consider a conditional approval if the board is more comfortable with that route, where we throw in a condition, something along the lines of the applicant should provide something to the satisfaction of the fire department or peer review or whoever the board deems fit, that there's adequate safety, that the septic system will be relocated, basically, so that it's safe to travel on. Once we know more, and the litigation will flesh that out. So I won't say any more, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for the overview, Counselor. There are a couple of things. Certainly the fire department is represented here tonight too. Thank you for your feedback on this application. The weights and turning radiuses came up. I'm sure this was mentioned previously. And then one of the biggest factors, I think, that we have, and I'm just summarizing some feedback, and then I'd like our counsel outfit to chime in as well. Obviously, a lot hinges on the roadway improvement itself and the unknown location of septic, where the voids and pipes are for this system. Way back in January, I remember our building commissioner, put together a good note that helped us. It was really a prescription or a task list to follow. This is from January 28th, 2026. A couple of those were, the applicant goes through, puts escrow money away, gets engineering services, which I think we've gone not even halfway to a full engineering review of this plan, because the proposed road improvement plan is possible with the grade changes, and that the septic components can support the weight of DPW and emergency apparatus. So there's a big gap in here. There's no indication that this plan will support that. That was part of the checklist that we entertained way back in January. So I think it's not even close to a complete application yet, but I'd like to, maybe if I could. put you
Sure,
on the
just,
spot,
yeah,
Counselor.
yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Attorney Christopher Alvin, Blattman, Bobrowski, Haverty, and Silverstein. I'm acting as special town counsel to the board. Just to clarify, to understand sort of what the role is for the planning board, is at the end of the day, it's about making a determination that there's safe, adequate access. Part of that, number one, is title rights in the road, and obviously that's up for debate. There have been, since the last time we've met, or at least the last time I've been here, there was a lawsuit filed by one of the neighbors indicating that there were no title rights and therefore the board should deny the application. In my opinion, as just counsel for the board, what I've seen in title is that the developer has rights to utilize this road. Now, the board's opinion is not the golden rule. If for some reason the Superior Court in Worcester decides that that is not the case, the abutters are totally fine and will be protected by the Superior Court in that decision. But from the documents that I have had reviewed and the materials that have been submitted by the applicant, as long with the materials that were submitted by the abutters, and in my review of the actual lawsuit, it is still my opinion that the applicant has proven to have title rights in the way. So that's number one. And then number two, the decision is you take all the information you have from the applicant, from Graves Engineering, from the fire department, to make a determination of whether this plan provides safe and adequate access. It appears to me, and I'll make a comment, but it's up to the board's discretion, but it appears to me that the biggest thing here is whether or not there is a septic system underneath the road. There's nothing in the record to say that there is, and so therefore I'm concerned if the board was to make a decision that it would be based on something that has not been proven, or whether something exists or not. But the board has some discretion when it comes to these types of issues. But from what I've heard from the applicant's attorney, it appears that they're potentially offering some sort of condition to resolve that issue. And that condition is to, well, before a building permit or anything else is issued, we'll investigate to make sure that there isn't a septic system there. And if there is, then we'll either have it removed, or we will make sure that it's accounted for and the engineering is done so that it doesn't create a safe and adequate issue. If that condition is worrisome for the board, that's certainly within the board's right, but just legally speaking, as somebody who would have to defend a decision if it was so denied, I think it would be difficult to make the argument that because there's conversation about a potential septic system and in addition to the applicant offering a condition to deny on that basis.
Thank you for the review. And then if I may, I think I might get some engineering review, maybe, Mr. Andrade, of what we see in the site improvement plan, maybe your comments about that and the road and support for DPW, fire, and turning radiuses.
Right, so my last review predated the fire department's comments. I wasn't even aware, the faintest, there was any septic system that may potentially be in the way, so I agree with their comment. That's a very valid concern. But as far as the road is shown on the plan now, with 12 inches of gravel base that meets the subdivision standard for gravel base, that is typically deemed adequate to support normal traffic vehicle loads plus emergency vehicles. It's not being paved, obviously, but the pavement doesn't provide structural support, the gravel does. more so. So the road as it's proposed now is adequate on its own for supporting vehicles, but again, the septic system question is a concern I share as well.
Excellent, thank you. So, and this was dated, what was this, March, stamped drawing, March something?
I think it was March 14th,
Yeah,
16th.
16th, thank you. What was the finding, like, how did you, why did your engineer design it this way without referencing the septic?
We went to the Board of Health and asked for the records.
Mhm.
There's no records, there's nothing that the engineer can go off.
Mhm.
So we didn't know anything about a septic until it was brought up by the better well after the plans were made up. So
Mhm.
we did all our due diligence in the
Mhm.
front,
Yeah,
and, you know, that's, we were gonna do some digging, some due diligence digging in there to see what we could do, but, you know, there was an abutter that had an issue with it, so we didn't do that investigation at that time.
Mhm.
I believe the offer was to investigate at our sole expense and to relocate if necessary, but it was steadfastly refused.
yeah. So this memo that we were, mentioned earlier, back in January 28, Commissioner Meskis put together this nice task list. I don't know if you have that memo handy, I could certainly show it to you, but I remember we went through a verbal agreement so that we could say this, if all of these points are satisfied, then we're in a position to consider the application. That's why I mentioned I'm not sure this is totally satisfying a complete application as we listed.
If you don't mind.
What are we missing?
The septic plan and an engineered stamp drawing that proves that this road can support with DPW and emergency apparatus, this septic
I think
system.
that's the whole point of the litigation, though. That's why I think you might be missing it. I think the point of the litigation is to see what's there. You know what I mean? I think, you know what I mean? You're making a decision based on not knowing what's there. So we're
Right.
conditioning it is what I think my counsel is saying.
And what I'd be,
Yeah.
I think what we're willing to agree to is if the board does want to
Yeah.
condition the approval on
Right.
exactly what Mr. Meskis set forth
Yeah.
in that letter, we're happy to do that as well.
And I think what, I'm not sure about conditional approval, I would say like, we're be ready to entertain the complete application when that septic system has been discovered and located. And then you have a stamp drawing that shows the roadway can support emergency vehicle traffic, but not a conditional. But I would like to open it up to the board for
I have a question. So the abutter's home was built in what year? Like, my guess is it was prior to good record keeping with the town, considering we didn't have zoning till '87. I was on Board of Health, and anything, back before 1970s, gone. I mean, we don't have record keeping, so, is that why we don't have anything at the
Right.
town hall?
I did give you a statement from Stevens Septic
Yeah.
System
Mhm.
Company where they went out and measured where my septic system was.
Right.
And they also marked it and did a rough diagram of where it was.
And
with
what
the
year was it built,
dimensions.
do you think? The 70s?
Older.
Way older.
The house
Yeah,
was.
that's
Yeah, we
It's
don't
been
have
there
any
for as
records
long
for
as
the
I can
lakefront
remember.
now.
And you remember getting, it's not an engineered stamp drawing, but you remember getting the anecdotal information from Stevens Septic, that there is a septic system there, they're familiar with it. It exists, right? Anecdotal.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that gives you any engineering information on what type
Yeah.
of tank it is, what's.
It's a
what's underneath the
500-gallon tank.
Right.
Plus they use the.
There's no like engineered drawing, there's no
There's no
stamp,
survey done for it.
it's not stamped by an engineer
Right,
or
right.
a
We
registered
cannot show that
sanitarian.
on the plan.
Yep.
It's all right.
Who's gonna take care of the road? Who's gonna maintain it and It's not gonna be an accepted town road, I assume.
No, it's gonna remain a
So-
private way.
It's gonna remain, who's gonna
Yes.
do the maintenance of it,
I
who's
think they're
gonna do
gonna
the
supposed
plowing,
to,
who's?
I think the plowing, cause I think all that Highland Road gets done by the town.
Good.
And I think any patching or grading or stuff is the responsibility of the people that, live on that way, basically, like any private way.
To keep it safe for town vehicles.
How do you monitor that?
That's just it, I mean, that's good, that's one of the conditions of approval, it could be one of the conditions of approval, that it gets maintained, and if there's a problem, then.
Especially if it's
then
only gravel, right? Because they wash out, big things happen.
regrading or whatever else needs to be done, I know.
Where's
Does
it
the
gonna end?
does the town plow gravel roads?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do that whole area, they
That's all
plow,
gravel?
and then they come in the spring, I've seen them a couple on the other lots that I had over there, I've seen them come in with a grader and grade the road out and roll it in the spring.
These are not town
Well, yeah,
roads.
ju-
We have to ask permission for them to come out and
Right.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, no.
if I may, you can't run on the assumption that the town is gonna start plowing the private
Yep.
road.
Right.
So as
It's
the
a
member said,
courtesy.
what's interesting about 81FF applications where we have an existing paper road in place is that we sort of have an unfortunate thing where we're not starting from the beginning. And so, usually you would be able to put a homeowners association or some sort of association document in place as part of approval, but maybe here, if the applicant's willing to accept some sort of conditions, because this road is essentially only gonna be serving his lot,
Right.
that we put the obligation on them to maintain the road. That would be a totally acceptable condition.
May I
Mr. Chair,
ask
another
the-
question. Where is this going to end? There's no notice here. I know it's a paper road and it turns. Oh, it's on that one. So it's not going to open up that other acreage that you used to own? Okay. Because that would mean more traffic on this if you opened it up to a true subdivision.
And then we'll open it up for public comments in just a
Yes,
second. I just wanted
I'm
to
open.
entertain, thank you for your patience. Just wanted to entertain any other comments or review from the board.
Well, we still have our building commissioner's recommendation that we do not close the public hearing before we have any and all information regarding ownership and rights to the way. And it sounds like that is contingent on the results of this lawsuit.
So once again, that's something we could condition in the approval if that was to happen. Those are other conditions we could add,
Okay?
instead of move things along if that's.
So the condition would be that our approval
Is
is no
contingent,
longer,
but-
is on the conclusion, the result of the
And the same with
lawsuit.
the septic system and engineering of that, which
Yeah.
I'm sure the lawsuit will
Yeah.
figure out one way or the other.
And, I mean, the options are continue, approve, or deny.
How many just gravel roads have we approved with, with paid, this many waivers, and has that turned out, how is that, I mean,
I know there's a lot of
You know.
unpaved gravel around the
Well, we
lake
definitely are in the
area.
lake
area.
And
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
private, they haven't
Private,
been
have been existing.
because they're.
so are we approving this because we just have them already, or, there is a huge, so I live on, the reservoir, right, so when the season changes, there's holes in the road that are like 2 feet, I'm not exaggerating, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge washout, you can't,
Yeah.
it's, without the pavement, it is an absolute mess, and then the
Yeah.
town comes, and then it rains again,
Mm.
and then all that just goes to the lake.
Exactly. It's a lot of maintenance.
So, can we have the road up to road standards, and could we not have that option here?
Right.
I know we look back, we already have them, we have lots of paper, we have lots of cart roads, but do we approve something that potentially will have problems, and we can say as a town, it'll be the developer, but it ends up coming back to bite the town. So I'm just,
Can I refer back to Mr. Andrade, our engineer? Would this road satisfy DPW's requirements, subdivision to be accepted as a public way?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Right, yeah,
It's-
it won't be.
that's
yeah.
my worry. So
Right.
the worry that it's gonna come back and bite the town in a couple,
Right.
in even in 20 years, whatever. But usually it's sooner. And
Yeah.
if the road isn't up to our standard, our typical standards, that we would have a road be built.
And it's just taking
And I
more
understand
out.
burden, and I understand cost, I understand all this, but, there, lots and lots of, half-ass decisions were made in the past.
Mhm.
Does that mean that we
Mm.
say, okay, good, and whatever happens,
Right.
again, my concern about the issues that we may cause.
I have another comment.
Please.
So on one plan, the abutter is IB Developer LLC, which I believe is someone from Marlboro. But on this plan, it has Mr. Hanson as the owner of the abutting parcel.
Cause I sold it.
So this one says the most recent was April 6th, whereas this one, March 16th. So
We don't
just,
know, I don't own that lot anymore, I'd be developer
all right,
does.
so your newest plan,
Okay,
it's this IB Developer LLC. I don't wanna write on this, but,
Mhm.
because then that would open up, it's something to think about if it gets allowed, but we have to make sure it's in good shape because it could very well
Right.
keep going and have more homes back there, so
Okay,
if it turns.
thank you. Anything else?
Have we, what's the, have the hand with the fire department thinks of this? As by their vehicles and stuff?
Yeah, any
around.
comments, chief, on, I mean, it's well documented here, thank you.
Yeah, nothing, really nothing more than just what was raised in the letter that myself and the fire inspector drafted. Really, our concern is just where that tank is. If we can't identify where that tank is, and there is this unknown of where this tank is, then that's our fear, is that if we put a road in place and we build this house, and then at some point there is an alarm or a fire at that house, and we have to drive our truck there, and we drive our truck down this road, and lo and behold, we crash through this tank, and we damage our truck, or we damage the abutter's, tank, who's liable for that damage? Who's, is the town now liable? Are we, that's our concern, and because there is this unknown of where this tank is, we feel strongly that we have to identify where this tank is. We're not opposed to the road, we're not opposed to the home, that's not our privy, that's not our, our issue. Our issue is, we just gotta identify it. And whether or not you put it as a contingency, thing, it doesn't matter to us, it's just, we gotta clearly identify where that tank is and make sure that we can drive down that road with our trucks. Our trucks are 40 tons, there is a substantial amount of weight that comes on our ladder truck. We can't make the requirement that there has to be a hammerhead down at the end because there's not enough length of the road that puts that force in place. But just understand to the property owner that if you want us to have the capability of, having the best chance of, getting to your property to put the fire out, then let's try to work together to make it capable for us to get our fire trucks down there, that's all, so. But that's our biggest concern, is the tank, so.
And then the other was the turn radius, is it right at the end?
Right at the end,
So
yeah.
just where,
Our engines are, yeah. Well, that's the end. Initially, we were under the thought of, at the very end, having the ability to turn around our fire truck.
yeah,
So coming off of Cranberry Meadow Shore Road, we would have to be able to get our engine onto it. It's 44 feet long is our engine. We understand that the probability of us, our engines are only like 30-something feet. Our ladder truck is 48 feet long. Probability of us getting our ladder truck down there is pretty slim. We know that there's a lot of areas of town that we can't get our tower truck down. We just have to make sure that we can get our engine to turn onto that road, to make sure there's enough of a cut being built into that. And then once we get down and then being able to turn into to the property owner's driveway, we can work on that. and then being able to obviously turn around and be able to get out of there safely. But
Yeah.
that's it. That's, you know, as
There's
far as I'm
no,
concerned.
there's no hydrants over there.
Oh, no.
So
no,
this
no.
is all your shipping,
Yeah,
the tanker
yeah,
trucks.
you know,
and
we have a special device to get water out of the Cranberry Meadow Pond and stuff like
Mhm.
that, so that's where we would be pulling water out of, so.
So, and the hammerhead at the end of the road for turnaround is suitable for?
Yeah,
the channel,
100%, yeah, we
So-
have a, requirements, you know, for the hammerhead, you know, for NFPA requirements, so,
Is this turning radius adequate? Do you know that, or is it?
I don't know, because
Okay.
I didn't see that plan on what the turning radius is at the
I
end
don't
of the
see
road.
anything on there for turning
Yeah,
radius
so,
for any of the equipment stuff.
but it's usually kind of pretty standard as far as like what that cut has to be to get off of Cranberry Meadow Shore Road onto the actual beach road. You know, I'm sure the end, you know, Graves Engineering could, you know, whip that up. I know what our
Mhm.
cul-de-sac radius is, I don't know what our turning radius is that actually have to turn onto a road is.
Yeah, at least 50 feet or so.
Yeah,
So, okay, thank you for the review of this. I'm ready to open the public hearing. I should read that piece of paper before I do. Any other comments?
No, you should have to,
Notice public, I'll just read through. In accordance with MGL Chapter 41, Section 81T, Charlton zoning bylaws, Charlton planning will hold a public hearing Wednesday, May 20th, 2026, 6:30, Charlton Municipal Office regarding the application C.R. Hansen Construction LLC, 202 Berlin Road, Marlborough, for the approval of subdivision plan application entitled Beach Middle Road. Application proposes to make roadway improvements to a private road to access a single-family house lot located at map 1A F1 zoned agricultural. Copies are available in this board's office. Thank you. And please, open to, if you could just state your name and we'll open it up to the public for anything. Please.
Karen Fierro. And I just want to remind also, not only is my septic system in the road with the leach field, but the road is 2 feet from my front door. So that also will impact my foundation. So we're not just worried about the tank, but we're also worried the foundation.
2 feet from the edge of the road.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
And that's from the front door.
Right.
And also, my question is basically, there's another entrance. Why is that not utilized instead of this entrance? I would like an answer to that. And obviously, he's the only one that can answer,
Yeah.
he's not listening.
No, if I may through the chair, just
Please,
in
yeah.
response. So there are a couple of comments. One, if we were to have to build the road out to public way standards, which is not required under 81 FF, it actually would be basically through the house. So by doing it this way, we're actually constructing a road that's 10 to 15 feet away from the door. Now, the erosion control and limit of work, there is limit of work that is as close as she is saying. However, that is the stormwater controls to prevent any runoff into her house. So it's actually work that's intended to benefit her property.
Yeah.
This is carefully thought through. We're not trying to ruin an existing building. But you can see on the plan, the paper street goes significantly through her property. It's just where the bounds of the street are. It's not us making this up. This is what the plan shows.
Yeah.
So we're building within that range,
Right.
and we have every right to do so.
I understand. Yeah, you didn't lay the road out. It was
Right.
already laid out and you're just improving it.
And actually trying to build a road that works without.
There is always, for a couple of times, the board has heard, you know, what about entertaining access from the other direction?
Through, you mean the portion that's labeled Middle Road through the other abutters over
Right.
there?
Yeah.
I don't wanna speak for the applicant, but my understanding is that that option was explored and it just seemed to be more disruptive. Far more grading and resurfacing work than here where it's already partially unimproved.
Yeah.
A lot less work.
Less work.
Excellent, thank you, yeah, I
That's it.
understand, yeah.
But
Please.
Rauf Makari is a design engineer.
So you
regarding the-
drafted these drawings?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
The right of way is 25 feet, the proposed gravel drive is only 14 feet, so it's not 2 feet from the property, it's right in the center.
Yeah,
Going from the other road, that's mean cutting a lot of trees, that's mean more stormwater management and more road up and down through hills, so
yeah,
this is the easiest way of getting through his property without cutting more trees.
right, right. So trees and stormwater management, all right. Anyone else, please?
Well, I thought he had said this back in October, that it was no problem, that he owned a construction company for him to take care of trees, your words. So
More-
why
more
all of a
storm-
sudden there's a change?
It's more
Because you don't
stormwater
wanna
management.
spend the money.
It's not about the money.
It's-
Yeah, it
We
is.
save trees, we save the environment, by
Not about the
utilizing what's existing instead of just going and cutting more trees and causing more destruction.
And who are you?
I'm the design engineer.
He's the engineer of the plans.
There is, I mean, if we look at,
Oh, yeah, that's
the, Mr. Hanson has put together a good document, a project narrative, and it includes the application, and towards the end, you'll see the list of waivers requested for this. There's over 3 pages of waivers, so it's a significant waiver request for the subdivision application. You know, the town considers applications and we look at improving the community, the safety, right? Safety, environmental access, emergency access. So it's not like you're just asking the planning board for these waivers. You're in fact asking the entire community to grant these waivers when other subdivisions and other dwellings have complied with all of the conditions of building, and yet we have 3 pages of waivers. So that's certainly something to consider in the application.
If I may, again, through the chair, because the plan is a protected, non-conforming lot under the subdivision control law, 81FF, it's actually, it's protected from many of the subdivision control law requirements that are imposed. And a lot of them are actually not possible to meet. So it's not us choosing not to do it, it's just they are truly not
It requires a waiver
correct.
because it's non-designable to meet the subdivision plan design requirements.
That's right.
And just to add, that's what they're exempt from. But if there's specification or rules or regulations they can meet, given the width of the existing road and the layout of the road, then those are truly the waivers they're seeking.
Yep, and there are several of those for sure, and you've done a good job of identifying those which are 81F, you know, related. But you have to admit, there's plenty that are not related, they just happen to be undesignable because of the location of the lot and where it is.
Yeah, basically, just because the road is the width it is, 25 feet, it was created 28, that's whenever it was, you know, so. A lot of those, we're not creating the road's been there and it's only what it's with, and, you know, we can only do what we can do with what's there.
But the road's never been there.
Anyone else wish to be heard for this? Otherwise, we can take it up, and again, we have to consider the application. We can continue this. We obviously have some pending litigation. Approve or deny the application.
So I mean, if we can approve with waivers, I mean, one thing that does concern me is what the chief was talking about was the turning radius into that road. I don't see any of that on the drawing, showing where that would be and if it's possible to get that truck through there. So it looks like there's a little bit of a downgrade there, upgrade, going up the hill.
It's going up a hill.
Yep. I'm sure that wouldn't be hard to change the plans. It's, once again, that's something that could be conditioned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, to me, it sounds like any outstanding issues could be conditioned for approval, and it's a long list of outstanding issues. I'm not sure I'd, wanna go through a vote tonight without seeing the full list of issues that need to be.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
There is some new information.
There is some new
recent
information.
From fire and
so,
et cetera.
what I see should happen is we could come up with a list of conditions tonight, put those together, get a list together, continue this to a following meeting so that we can review that list and see if there's any other things that, I mean, this is a lot of information to look at tonight, and this is the first time we've seen these plans.
Hmm.
I'd feel better looking at a list of conditions, written down so that we're not sitting here on the fly and
Yeah.
going through them, so.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do some research on
Yeah.
the road quality and
Mm.
what issues we have in the town with,
Mm.
roads
Right.
like this, and I'm not so sure,
So it's,
I get the road should be there, but I truly believe that it should be road standards, it should be,
Mhm.
it should be regular.
Right.
The other waivers,
it is a protected road under
Yeah.
81 FF. It's an accepted road, it's a paper road. They can't make it a legal road because it's not wide enough, but
What
it
if
is
it's a
there.
safety- what if
It
it
is
is
there,
a-
and he's got the right to improve it, is what I'm saying.
but legally, what if it's
So
a safety issue?
let's,
again,
why, let's figure out what that is, and let's
That's what-
condition it to make sure that
Yeah.
that issue won't exist. I mean, from what I've heard right now, it beats engineering plans. The fire department is okay with it, the highway department's okay with it. It would be tough for this board to go against that and say it's unsafe for
Yeah,
any one of
and
us.
I agree, and if it is safe,
Yeah.
then it's,
Mm.
then
Yeah.
I just, it's always about that, the future,
Mhm.
preventing future issues,
Yeah.
that's all.
Could we, just back to council for a second, can we, is one of the conditions, the result of litigation? Could we condition it on, do we have to, is
Well-
that like, do you have to wait for that?
Well, first I'll say that, I'll preface with, if the litigation determines that they don't have rights in the way, then the subdivision approval is basically rescinded, because they no longer have access.
Mhm.
So that's a condition by law, but certainly we can add a condition to make sure of the access. It sounds to me, and I was just gonna offer that we can take charge of drafting some conditions or even a complete decision for the boards to review at the next hearing, and then we can review that, but we can cover things like ownership, septic system review, things like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and sort of conditions we can be creative about.
Does the existing litigation, is it silent on the existence of the septic system? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, the litigation is, what I'm gonna say is that the litigation and this planning board's job are two distinct things that are going on. They're sort of unrelated. Those are private property issues. I think what the applicant is trying to say is, well, we can't get to the septic system or test it until we get a court order that says that we can go and test it and things like that. But that's not really within the board's business or anything like that. So I think just putting a condition in there, regardless of what's happening in the background, would cover our concerns.
Right. I mean, I continue to go back to an earlier checklist where the septic system, I think, in all probability exists. We have, like I said, anecdotal information. That's all you're going to get without actually putting a shovel in the ground and metering this out. So I move that the roadway has to be improved and stamped to verify that it can support the weight of DPW, fire apparatus, and all that. And this doesn't get us there.
So until you know that there's a septic system there and what that septic system consists of, you can't really do that. But once again, that's something that we can condition in approval. I like the idea of council drafting an approval with conditions for us to look at and go through and see if that meets all the criteria. And if they can meet all that criteria in the conditions,
Right.
then we can decide whether we want to approve or deny with those conditions.
Final checklist,
Yep.
conditional
Yep.
approval, does that sound
So we
like we're
would-
getting
we
in the
would-
right direction? Yeah.
We would improve it before we got an engineer stamp on it, is that what you're saying, with the condition
That
that we
it
would get
would
an
be,
engineering
yes,
stamp?
exactly.
What is the benefit of doing that versus?
Just to get it off
versus
the
getting-
table, off our table, and we can move on, because if they can prove that, then it's one less things that's hanging out there for this board.
Yeah, there's obviously time limits on when we have to issue a PUVO, and then the only alternative
And
is
that,
a
it might sit in
denial.
court for quite a while. So the condition would be that it needs to be stamp engineered.
Yeah, I mean, why do that? Why not just continue it? I mean, those are the.
Yes,
So
we
what's
can-
the, how many,
we-
what's the time limit on the approval of these?
I'm really bad at that question.
We can entertain a request from the applicant to extend it and continue as long as
Do you know what the time limit is on this?
As long as he keeps continuing in writing.
65 days.
So, and with summer coming up, it's, I'm not sure that litigation will be done by then, but, I'm concerned legally to deny it on that reason.
Yeah, I don't want to deny on
We,
that.
we,
Just
we
continue.
can't, well, the problem is, it's up to them whether they wanna continue.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then
Right.
it's an automatic approval, so.
Right, and,
Um,
yeah,
No appetite for that.
our request
They have
is to stop
strategy, they
spending
know.
money.
They brought everything to
They're
the
good.
table.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we continue this public hearing. When is a good date to come up with conditions of approval?
If I could, through the chair, if we are truly just discussing conditions of approval at the next meeting, would the board be amenable to closing the public hearing? Tonight,
I
but no
don't think
vote?
at this point.
I'd rather not do that,
Yeah.
because it seems like we'd like to potentially bring in new information after we see the conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're,
Can we get the conditions sent to the members of the board so we can read them, so we don't have to sit here and read them
Yep,
before?
yep. And I think we
Alvin
can-
will send it to me and I will send it.
yep, and if there's other conditions that you come up with, you can send them to Jane, and we can discuss them at the next meeting.
June 17, July 15, or July.
As soon as we can get the conditions written, so, from our perspective, I would defer to, and we can work with Mr. Alphen too, so.
What is the next date? The
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Will you guys have those conditions for June 3rd?
Well, third,
Or June 7th.
When I do the 17th?
June
June
17th.
17th?
yeah, that works.
June 17th.
June 17.
Okay, make a motion, we continue the public hearing. Is there any other public comments on it before I continue? Hearing none, seeing none. I make a motion, we continue this public hearing for,
June
June 17th.
till June, for C.R. Hansen Construction.
Other than June 17th,
Can be mutual.
June 17, not good.
not good. The week after.
July 15,
That'll work.
July
July
15?
For the next meeting?
Yeah, for the next, to
Um,
continue to July 15.
Too far.
Can we do the 17th of June?
We'll do June.
I can't.
Can you call in?
It's 90
Karen?
days
Yeah.
from the application when we file.
There's not enough time.
Jane,
Yeah,
can she call in?
Yeah, I
You can call in, are you on vacation or something? You can call in.
You want me to call him?
Yeah, just always like Zoom.
yeah, that's why this is here. I can give you the phone number.
That's. Yep, okay, June 17, we have to, this is with the request of the applicant.
Okay, so I make a motion that we continue the public hearing for C.R. Hansen, for Middle Road, public hearing until June 17th.
Motion and a second, all in favor to continue Beach Meadow Road to June 17.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. All in favor, thank you. Thank you. For,
Thank you. Need me for anything?
No, that's
Oh,
it.
I have
Yeah,
one.
thank
I'll call
you for your help.
Yeah, right, we pay him by the hour. Are paper roads good forever and ever?
Dependent, yeah.
If it's part
Thank
of
you.
a subdivision, I would say yes, but if
Yeah.
it's just on an old 1800s map,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it depends, yeah,
Okay.
if it's been endorsed and it's recorded.
thank you. Always wondered.
Unless they come abandoned, but you can get a court order for that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you for your patience. That was better than, could have been longer, so thank you. Our next item on the agenda, public hearing, Jesse Properties, site plan approval, mini golf structures, 7,200 metal buildings, 7 Left Bay, 360 Worcester Road. Applicant is, tell us all about it.
How are you?
A+, thank you for coming in.
If you wanna,
Yes.
If you put it up there, we won't be able to see it.
We're the butters and we'd like to see it.
you want, hey, Joe, you want to just there?
Well, I'm not good.
There, So, as you mentioned, this is 360 Worcester Road.
Yes.
Which is located right here on the eastbound lane of Route 20. And this is the old mini golf course. There was previously a hotel, then it became a mini golf course, both of which are gone now. So we're looking to redevelop that into rental bays. And we're going, this is the existing conditions. You can see the golf course. There's an existing septic system in this area, existing well down here. We have an existing entrance from Route 20 onto the site. There is a perennial stream located on the adjacent properties. And the orange lines are the 100 and 200 foot riverfront areas. We also have a wetland line down here with a 100-foot buffer zone. So there's a lot of conservation jurisdictional issues here. So what we're proposing to do is come in off that existing entrance with an 18-foot wide roadway, swinging around and coming up to the high ground in the back corner of the site.
Excuse me, point of order.
And
I gotta read
locating,
this.
Oh, yeah, I always forget to read.
Where
that.
is Route 20, please?
Sorry, one sec, we
I'm
just
sorry,
have to
what?
do the
Where is
legal
Route
part.
20?
I'm sorry.
My hearing aid died on me. so-
Where is Route 20? Sorry, one moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read this
Bring it back
into,
up a little bit.
notice of public hearing, I just have to read this into the record. In accordance with section 207.1, 207.2 Charlton zoning bylaw, the Charlton Planning Board hold public meeting Wednesday, May 20th, 2026, 635 Planning Board offices, Charlton Municipal Offices on Main Street. On the site plan application for Jesse and Jesse Properties LLC, 420 Hamilton Street in Worcester, requesting site plan approval to remove the mini golf structures, construct a prefabricated 7,200 square foot metal building with 7 rental bays for proposed commercial rental and relocation of the existing golf course office building and property located at 360 Worcester Road, also known as Route 20, Assessor Map 40B24. Said property is in community business. Copies of the plan are available in the planning board. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so what we're proposing is a 7,200 square foot metal building that, as you mentioned, be broken up into 7 bays. Parking in the front of the building and through here. We have, as I say, the access roadway, parking area, backup area, and we also have a service road that goes around behind the building, comes back down. Existing well will be used for the water supply. Each bay will have a small, bathroom basically, and we're going to reuse the existing septic system, which has passed Title V inspection. So, and there is an existing small building that was used as part of the golf course that's going to be relocated to this area here and used for, administration of the site. So this is mentioned, community business zone. We're proposing that these would be small contractors that would use these for, office storage of materials, whatnot. Kind of a low volume usage where people would come in the morning, pick up their equipment, leave to the job site, and come back at night and whatnot. So it would be pick up materials, maybe during the day they come back to get something, but it's not open to the publics per se. It's really just for the business units to go through there. We've got some comprehensive reviews from Grave Engineering that we've been working through. And we still need to make some contacts with, department heads here in the town to get some comments. And what we were hoping to do tonight was get some feedback from the planning board on any issues that they may have with the site.
Yeah. Excellent, thank you. And I do see the Graves Engineering report, so a good, any problem addressing these that you see?
No, we're
Yeah.
working through. Unfortunately, I've had some family health issues.
Yeah.
That's kind of slowed me down a lot, but
Sure.
I'm trying to get this resolved by the end of the month.
Yeah.
So I can get back to Graves with our
Right.
comments and updated plans.
And have you spoken with Concom, Conservation? Is that
We
queued up?
did file with Conservation
Right,
originally,
yeah.
with the idea that we'd go to them and get comments, but
Mhm.
then they basically said they wanted to do it in conjunction with the planning board.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Graves reviews on everything, so.
Right.
So
Okay.
we haven't had a meeting with them, but now that we've met with you, we're gonna try and set that up
Yeah.
and move that forward. We have Ecotech from Worcester who's working on the, the wetland issues,
Yeah,
so.
demarcations, yeah, okay. Good.
Through the chair, I see 14 parking spaces.
I'm sorry, what?
Is there 14 parking spaces?
We had 14, we've expanded it, so we have 19 plus 2 handicap spaces.
Okay, I don't see that on this sheet, okay.
19 plus 2 handicap.
Yeah, and that's on the
Right.
partially revised plan.
Is that, do we have that here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We originally
Okay,
figured
okay, so that's not on
two
this plan
spaces
yet.
per bay.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of businesses are going in here? You said it's like a tradesman, or?
I'm sorry, what?
What type of businesses are going in there? You said
Well,
tradesmen, or?
we're assuming it would be like a small electrical contractor, plumber.
So kind of a tradesman
Yeah.
type of business.
Yeah.
I'm not sure 2 spots per business would be enough. Many of these businesses that require.
Well, we
something like that.
discussed that, Graves made that comment, so we're trying to expand the parking.
Okay.
And say we bumped it up, we added the handicap spaces plus an extra 5 spaces there. And we do have some room if we need to go a little further. We have a little room up here at the end. We have a turnaround. We could expand that and make some more spaces.
How do you do that calculation, Mike, if you don't know the type of business it is?
Well, we can't, yeah.
Okay,
And
all right.
That's my comment number 10.
'Cause I'm thinking if it's a tradesman business, you could have 6 or 7 employees that would park their cars there.
All
and hop
common,
in a van and-
common vehicle.
Yeah, hop in the 2 vans that are parked there and take them.
Yeah, we're making some assumptions here
Okay.
on the businesses,
Okay.
but we don't know who's
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
rent them.
All right.
But
Okay.
there's gonna be some limitations on
I was
on
gonna
how
say, it
many
seems like
vehicles
7
they
is
can have.
probably a bit much for what you have for parking there, but okay.
Yeah, we are gonna need to know what businesses are going in there,
At least the type, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the name, but.
the use.
Yeah, we
The
did talk
use.
about adding some spaces down here, but, with your setback from the street, it doesn't really work, so.
Right. And then, so there's a garage door bay for each of these units.
I don't know if
Yeah.
this is back in there.
Yeah, and an office and bathroom, heating and air conditioning
Yep.
for the units
Yes.
as well.
Rear access.
Yeah, loading dock or anything for that?
No loading docks.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a matter of space, right? So it's always, parking comes up all the time. We might be pushing it because what I'm thinking, reading the minds of the board here, is like there's gonna be 3 or 4 vans or trucks out there, then the employees come in and jump in the trucks. So,
Well, some of those vehicles will be parked inside too.
how many can you clear inside this unit?
Well,
Well, the middle bays are
it's a
20 by
40-foot
40.
deep bay.
Yeah,
So,
2 trucks.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
The
they
two
could
big
park
vans.
Yeah.
the 2 service
Right.
vehicles
Yeah.
inside and just have the
Yeah.
spaces outside.
You're gonna get supplies and vehicles in those bays? Most of the time, if it was some sort of business, it'd be a supply shelves and
Racking.
things like that,
Yeah,
racking.
yeah.
but-
Well, it's gonna be
and vehicles.
tailored to,
That's,
you know,
Mm.
who we can attract there.
Yeah.
So, and there will be, might be some limitations of size and,
Right.
but, we can either rent it
Mhm.
or not.
Through the chair, will you be, it looks like you own a plumbing and heating business?
I do, yes.
Will you be one of the renters?
Possibly.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I was just saying that,
Yeah, this is.
the way the zoning regs are
this is-
set up, there was one,
Jesse?
I'm one of Jesse's.
Jesse
This is one of the
Catino?
Jesse Catino, he's currently a
Catino
plumber,
Plumbing
former
and Heating,
Rutland
yeah.
police officer.
Mhm.
This is my son, Jesse,
Mhm,
two
mhm.
Jessies, I'm not a Jesse.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
And,
Trevor Loney.
he works in Worcester, and
Right,
has
right.
a transport brokerage
Mhm.
license.
Yeah,
So he may actually utilize the space himself.
yeah.
I'm retired,
Mhm,
live in
mhm.
Grafton.
Yeah.
I am a partner, and we're
Mhm.
trying to get this off the ground.
Got it.
Can I ask, what's
Help
a
these guys out.
transport broker?
So, you know, snowbirds go to Florida and,
Oh, yeah.
you know, go and, like, I basically, you know, schedule
Pickups.
remotely pickups at, you know, houses.
Yeah.
So,
Good, thank you for the
Thank you,
overview,
yeah.
thanks. Nice to meet you.
These are kind of limited to these types of buildings. I know there's one in Holden, there's one that is built right now in Cherry Valley.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you get, if you want to drive by one of those, see the parking spots they have, the way they're set up, same idea.
Mhm.
And all those only have like 2 to 4 parking spots.
Yep.
Similar to the one on Wachusett Street, Holborn, is that what you're?
There's one in Holden, I look up the streets and get there for you, and there's one, they just built a brand new one last year, right in Cherry Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, thoughts are, for like, you know, if you got
Yep.
2 plumbing vans, and you
Mhm.
got 2 or 3 employees, you know, I mean, you show up with 2 cars, you're removing
Right.
2 vans out of the bay, you know.
But you're not gonna be putting
Yeah.
the employees' cars in this is like a stretch.
Like my own company, my van stays at my house. I would use that just for storage. I'd
Yep.
go there, pick up material, then drive to the site. I wouldn't leave the vehicle there.
Yep, but you don't have any employees?
I do,
Oh, you do?
I do,
How many?
just one.
Just one, okay, so
Yep.
if you had,
Meets me at my
So
house,
if you're-
my
you're-
vehicle, I drive there,
Yeah.
get material, then
sure,
go.
sure, so for a single person or a tradesman with a helper,
Small
it's
business.
probably okay.
Yeah, small
If you're much more than that, you're gonna be running out of parking spaces.
If you're gonna get like a big plumbing business, be like Peacock down the street.
Well, even, you know, even
Yeah.
3 or 4 employees.
Well, we're trying to maximize the amount of
Yeah.
parking
Yeah.
spaces we can get, you know, there are.
Okay, so I think parking needs to be worked
I
on.
mean, those
before
big,
we-
those big businesses that have, 10 employees, they're probably not gonna rent a bay this size because they're gonna
Correct,
need a lot
correct,
more.
correct.
I mean, maybe, I
So, I
guess
mean,
you
you
can
could-
talk about
you could-
landscaping, potentially they could, but.
Smaller, but please.
I used to work out of a similar to this, and we had 12 employees, so.
Doing-
Electrical work.
Yeah. Please, Ms. Howard.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are you modeling this directly on these other 2 facilities that you mentioned? In other words, are you not reinventing this wheel?
No, there's a lot of these type of buildings out there all over the place.
So you're modeling the way that you're designing it and the parking and the size of the units on what you've already seen as being successful?
Correct.
Big demand for this, yeah, that's
Can you give us the
small
names
businesses.
of these facilities?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can you
I have a
provide the names
question.
of the facilities that you're referring to as similar, so that we can look them up
He said
ourselves?
he'll send us the addresses.
Yeah, I
You're
got
gonna
it.
send them, okay,
Yeah.
excellent, thank you.
The,
So if you'll just,
cars
Yep,
that you're gonna
that's
be
great.
transporting and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that.
through the
Will
chair.
any of these cars be stored at this lot? Will
No,
they
it's- 'cause
always-
it's-
That's a question, because all of a sudden you have
No,
30 cars.
Correct. No, it's brokerage, so really I
Okay.
never touch the
Oh,
cars.
you just about, okay, that answers me.
Yep.
Thank you.
But you have an office, if people stop by, they can
Yes.
see you, they can talk to you, you know, you can come make payments, schedule.
Yeah.
But everything's remote really for my business.
Ms. Riley.
I'm-
Good.
Okay, we're
Um,
just forgetting about you.
okay. So there's some more engineering stuff that's gonna be needed to right, to work the grades on this, so there's probably no decision tonight, I don't think there's anything we can improve, but there's too much work.
We'll open it up for public comments, this will
Do
probably
you have any
continue.
guidance for the engineers, what, other than to address,
There's a lot of comments.
A lot of
Yeah, I was gonna say, Michael,
Yeah.
Mike had a
Go
lot of,
from there.
there's still a lot left on the list.
Let me, can I open it up? Are we good? Can I open it up for public comments? Please just shout out your name so I can address. Please, thank you.
Joanne Williamson.
Hi,
My husband and I live at 13 Horn Homestead Road.
Mhm.
Could you show me where Horn Homestead Road is on that map? Where,
Is that what you're looking for?
Horn Homestead Road,
So
yes.
this is kind of.
So,
That's the
The
road.
road, this is the parcel here, the Dick's Tire Barn. right
yes, I know.
This
We
one.
are your major abutter.
Well, you're
In the back.
13 that wraps
Back
around
up
the
and
whole.
through.
We,
Yeah.
over there, and we go out to Route 20.
Yeah.
So we're your major abutter. I think there's something the planning board should be aware of.
Please.
When we bought this property in 2014,
Mhm.
and we rebuilt the house, we have a small farm, we have sheep, we made a substantial financial investment into this property,
Mhm.
improving it and over what it was.
Mhm.
The golf people, when they went to put the golf course in, they ran into a problem with using the existing well that you say you're going to use for the bathrooms. They were told by the state that they could not use the existing well for bathrooms. That's why the mini golf course only had portable toilets.
Mm.
They were not allowed to use, I don't remember now what the state conservation people had to say about that.
Mhm.
But there was some specific reason why they couldn't use the water,
they
even
did-
for
Yeah,
bathrooms.
hold on just a second.
Okay, yeah.
Even for bathrooms.
Yeah, yeah.
And they actually, the people who owned the golf course contacted us and asked us if we would give them a waiver
Mhm.
to allow them to dig a new well
Mhm.
close to our property line,
Mhm.
so that you couldn't build anywhere near it, you know, because apparently if you put a well somewhere, you're limited to where you can build around it. So that's one thing you should look into,
Yeah,
because this was
there's
a
some
big.
history with the wells.
Right.
It,
They could not use the well, and for some reason, I don't remember why, they decided not to
Yeah.
dig a new well, so we never gave them a waiver.
Yeah, right on.
But I have a number of concerns about this project, especially considering the size of the building and how it's going to be lit, and how many of the trees are you going to take down that separate my property from the back of the golf course.
Mhm.
Because the golf course did have night lights, because they used to operate at night. But they were mostly obscured by the trees,
Mhm.
so they didn't really bother us in any way.
Mhm.
I would expect that since this is a commercial building, you're going to have a considerable amount of lighting around it, for security purposes. And I don't know about this security road or some kind of road you said was going to be around the building. How close is that going to be to my property? How much lighting is there going to be? What are you gonna do about the trees?
Okay. We don't really anticipate a lot of evening activity here, so we're just talking about building mounted lights on the front of the building, down lights, at the entrance doors. We probably have a couple lights on the access roadway coming up here. There'd be no reason to have any lights at all in the back. And, we've got, the runoff from the site comes down here, and that's one of the comments that Graves made, to make sure that we're not taking a lot of water from off-site that would interfere with our infiltration system. So we've got a swale that's along the back here, but this is the property line, so there is a little bit of an area here that would still have trees, but there's a lot
Little
of
bit.
pine trees in this area here that are gonna be coming
Could we define
out.
a little bit,
So.
a little bit,
And
5
then
feet,
down here,
10 feet, 20
there's a
feet?
lot of room that, won't be disturbed at all.
I think we can hear you. She wants to know how many feet?
How many trees?
How many feet?
Oh, how many feet?
You said a little bit. What is a little bit?
Yeah, this is a 20 scale, so right in here, it's probably about 15 feet. Narrows down, just about 5 feet down through here.
So it's gonna be,
So, but
basically
it's-
the back
it's-
of this
yeah.
building is gonna be on my
But this
property
area
line,
here
almost.
is, I think you're way back in through. This area here is, not gonna be disturbed at all. There's a lot of vegetation.
No, but I have a training field that backs onto that. And I have animals that go down there and,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we are utilizing, most of this area back here.
Right, all the way to the end of the property, that
So-
rock
Yeah.
wall is.
so basically what now when I see a nice rural trees, I'll see a big ugly gray building.
It'll be great. It's probably about 25 feet, from this elevation here to the top's about 25 feet. It's not as much in the back, we may have the,
And what is this swale thing you're talking about?
swale? What is a swale? The swale is down along this roadway. It's just a pickup runoff coming down the hill and diverted around into this
Patsy
area.
has a map, you
Oh,
can take a look
it's
at that.
water management,
You can see their property.
drainage.
It's a
I don't
handy
know how
little
much.
tool.
Thank you. Any other comments, please?
No, we were gonna say that
Yeah.
there was a second well
Yeah.
There was a drilled,
well,
and there is a bathroom, and one was decommissioned.
Yep, yep.
Well,
mean,
I never gave approval.
That helped.
I never gave them a waiver.
Yeah.
No, this one's closer to Route 20. the
Yeah, they
second
drilled
well.
another one
Okay.
next to the existing.
For them,
At one
for them-
time, it was a public water supply that's
Yeah.
been discontinued. Or it's not totally discontinued, it's been kind of paused.
Right.
So we're gonna go to the state and get it totally discontinued, so it'll just become a private well.
Yeah.
And I think that will take care of any of the issues we had before.
There's a point of
But we're
order
not
on that,
looking
too.
for it for drinking water, it's just,
If
just
you-
to use for the toilets, so there's no public access, no public water supply going on here.
But apparently what the state told the golf people was that even though they were gonna only use it for the toilets, that you had to have a sink for people to wash their hands, so it was possible that they could drink the water.
Yeah.
And therefore, it didn't pass muster.
No problem for them to
Yeah.
get occupancy, they have to get water and sewer, and it's gotta be clean, and
Yeah, and-
it's up
and-
to them.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Public water
coordinated
supply
with the Board of
supplies
Health, they gave us a
25
lot of
people
background information on it.
30 or
so-
more days a year, is it something like that?
Yeah, for the non-transit, there's a bunch of different thresholds there.
And they could just put a
For
system
this,
in just to see
yeah,
what's,
yeah.
to clarify, to clean it up.
Good.
Question?
Please, sir.
Greg Paris, I'm the other
Yeah.
abutter. Could you point out the distance between the building corner and our property line, please?
Okay, down and through here, it's about 35 feet from the stone wall to the corner of the building.
And these plans, but by the way,
So
this
there's,
is public
You
record,
can
you
see
can come
this,
into
this dash line here
anytime and
is
measure,
is
take a
the zoning
copy.
setback. So they have there's a 15-foot offset from the property line to
Right.
any building that goes in.
Mhm.
But back in this corner, we're roughly 35 feet through here. And obviously, as you go up here, it becomes greater as we get further along, so.
Great, thank you. Any other comments? I think what I'm moving towards is we've got some engineering work to do to satisfy the Graves comments. We're gonna continue this to a convenient time for you to remedy those comments, so, please.
Are we okay to meet with the Conservation Committee outside of this?
Absolutely, at any time, please do. I guess it's not on public water, sewer, you're gonna go for a private, so, Board of Health, you might wanna stick your head in there and put an application together, just, or a pre-meeting or something with them
Has
too.
Has Kurt seen this?
Yes, he has.
He's at least seen.
And a lot of his comments were
I
similar to
didn't
what
even see
was
his
on Graves.
comments.
That's just,
Would you guys like an email picture, a bunch of places, we can show you other properties? that can-
Yeah, thank you.
a couple addresses,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Do you have an email address I can send it to, just to?
Wait, yeah,
The
I'll
town
give
clerk.
him, I'll give him
I
that.
have the phone. I have the phone.
You get it.
Mr. Chair, do they have my letter? Do they have a copy of our letter? What are our concerns?
I don't have it here, not in our, we don't.
Subsequent meeting.
Out.
Is it in the package?
Yeah.
Oh, this Beechwood Road. Thank you. New information. Thank you, Chief.
So I'm the fire chief. We reviewed the plan, myself and the fire inspector, and we have two major concerns, or not major concerns, or really just because we couldn't tell on the plan. It's the path coming off of Route 20 into the driveway. We don't see the turning radius or the swept path in order for us to get our fire truck inside. So we gotta make sure that it's able for us to get our fire truck inside your, into your driveway. And then if we have to be able to get around your building completely with our fire truck. So our ladder truck is 48 feet long, we gotta be able to make it around your complete building. So we can get around the back of your building, but we're not gonna be able to get around that back corner of your building. So those are the only two concerns that we have, is we can, even if we can get inside your building or inside your driveway and we can kind of take that right to go around the back of your building, I don't think, but we can't really tell because there's no, swept path on that back corner that we're gonna be able to kind of come around with our ladder truck. I grant it, based on the size of the building currently being proposed, it's only a certain height. However, we don't know what's gonna happen sort of in the future, so we'd rather have, once the road's in place, the road's in place. So we have to be able to get around the back of your building with our ladder truck, so.
Okay.
But that's it, as far as that, and, we do, have a requirement for EAS boxes on commercial properties, so, we just have to be able to install an EAS box, so that way, it's less damage in the event that we need to get inside one of your, bays, that we don't completely destroy one of your bays. If I tell my firefighters that they don't have a key to get in,
So what is that, lockbox?
it's, a lockbox, EAS box, yeah, so we'll just install a EAS box and then it just has a key, so that way we can get in the event of, some sort of minor issue instead of being turned into a major issue. But those are the only three things. I gave the chair a copy of the letter, he can give it, to you as far as, what we're looking for, to make sure as you go through with, Graves Engineering, just to make sure that we can get our truck through that, into the driveway and then around the building.
Thank you.
Perfect, no problem.
So do we want to do we want to wait until a majority of the graded comments are satisfied before we schedule another meeting? Or do you want to, just push something? When do we think?
Yeah.
You want the July meeting or?
I would say the July.
When's your
July.
next meeting?
We have June 3rd and June 17th, and then we have one in July, which is
July 15th?
15th. Want to do, that way you can get your, everything in order.
Honestly, I'm getting a new knee on June 1st, so I will make June 3rd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no.
July
July
7th,
15th?
July 15th.
July 15th would be better, that way we can
Okay.
resolve a lot of issues.
And you could send a representative, anyone, just to.
Yeah.
And if there's an issue there, you can also have it continued again. We can
Yeah.
continue to our August meeting.
You could also call in too, correct?
Yeah.
Yep,
So we'll put you on for July 15th.
yep.
Okay, yeah, that'll give us time
Yep.
to deal with conservation
Yep.
and I would like to sit down with the fire chief. If I give you a call, we could maybe schedule something next week.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Not the week after though, I'm on vacation, but that, next week I'm there.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Chief. And this was picked up by Graves comment number 15 as well.
Yep.
in there, so. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman?
Please.
May I ask a question?
Of course. Ms. Williams.
How do our concerns fit into any of this?
Well, a lot of it is like cutting down trees. He can cut down all the trees on his property. He owns it. It's a matter of courtesy with the neighbors.
Right.
You would think that they would want to be good neighbors.
I didn't see a
obviously, so-
landscape plan in this.
There is a fence there now.
Is there-
It's
I was just gonna say
very
that.
good
People
shape.
Do you have a landscape plan?
could remove the
Um,
fence.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about landscape,
Okay.
but the fence may
So
be
they have
a
to come
better
in
issue.
Probably present what lights, what lighting they're gonna
Yeah,
use and all that, so
more
that all
natural
gets,
too.
that gets reused, that gets reviewed, that's part of the
Yep.
review process.
We would definitely make sure there's no lights
Yeah.
surveying their property.
And
That's-
We
the
do have a
feedback
lighting
would be, we would ask them for maybe, can you put some trees or arborvitae's or a big fence or something to accommodate as much as we
Right.
can ask them, you
We-
know,
I mean,
to accommodate that.
We won't cut any trees down that we don't have to, but we've also gotta consider that, you know, if a storm comes and
Yep.
is gonna fall on the building.
Or fall on your farm.
Yep.
And you do have a beautiful farm over there.
Excellent. So, motion to continue?
Motion to continue this public hearing for Jesse and Jesse Properties to, what do we say?
July
15th.
I second the motion.
We have a motion, a second to continue Jesse and Jesse to July 15th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you for the
Thank you very much.
presentation.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck with doing this.
Yep, thank you for your feedback.
It'll be on
Ms.
YouTube.
Williamson.
Probably within the next day or two. Just hit, there were so many people saw it. It's
Thank you.
under Charles.
Dora hangs in my yard all the time over there, doing a great, Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Great sheepdogs.
Really?
I had sheep and ducks.
We have next on the agenda here, a public hearing continued for Blue Sky Towers LLC. That was a special permit and a site plan for the wireless telecom facility at the Beagle Club. The applicant has requested to continue that to June 3rd, 2026. So the Beagle Club wireless telecommunications facility continued to June 3rd, 2026.
This needs a vote.
Oh, we
I,
need a vote.
I make a motion that we, continue the Beagle,
Blue Sky Towers.
Blue Sky Towers, plan to, June 30, 2026.
Second.
Motion second to continue, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes, thank you, Jane. Of course, everyone's waiting, we're eager to hear from Mr. McKissick to discuss 24 Sturbridge Road.
I'm Larry McKissick, I live at 26 Griffin Road. I own the property from the Mass Pike to Route 20. So originally, we had proposed it on 24 Sturbridge Road, okay? But that was going to require a whole site plan review situation. If you look at the little maps that McClure Engineering did for us, I have now moved it outside of the 24 Sturbridge Road area and put it on the piece of property that we already have. We probably got 300 trucks on it. So, what I'm suggesting and proposing, if you was to come to the property, XNG, they run 100 to 150 trucks a day through there. MBI has 30 trash trucks that come in daily. I have 40 or 50 trucks of my own that come in and out of there daily. We have renters from up back that have trailer dumps, we have a splund in there. I mean, we have logistically 200 to 400 trips come out of that place a day.
And you mean tractor trailer? or-
Tractor trailers, these are all tractor trailers, okay, or triaxles and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have all my landscape trucks, we fuel up there, we do all this stuff. So, this company, Ahern Towing and Transporting, they wanna have a property where they transport cars back and forth for people, right? So every car is insured, it's registered, they bring them in on, like, say 6 at a time, 4 at a time, 5 at a time, and they wanna just park them there. Then, when they have to move them, they load them back up and ship them out. I have a piece of the property, I had a little brainstorm, I figured I'd move them onto the Griffin Road side, it's actually better for me. So that's picture that you have, that shows 127 parking spaces. They only need 100.
Of cars,
Oh,
not,
just cars.
not trucks.
These are just cars, so the use is less
Yeah.
than what I'm already doing, right? I also have a used car license, which, you know, I can throw that in there as well, but I'm trying to just piggyback what we already do, but it's a much lesser situation. In other words, it's not as volatile, it's not, the cars are pretty much just parked there, they don't run around the lot, and they gotta pick them up and take them out of there, when needed, as on an as-needed basis. I'm gonna grind it, we have stormwater in place, I mean, all that stuff's good. rather than have it on dirt, I have plenty of millings, I don't know if you guys have seen me have a lot of millings. So we're gonna grade it and mill it, so they're on like an asphalt type of situation. They are going to fence it and have cameras. By law, they have to fence it, for a company that they work for, has to be fenced in, totally enclosed. We have cameras on our buildings that are currently there. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but for me, I know it's pretty simple, but for you guys, it might be a little bit different. But it's way less detrimental than what we're already doing.
You would continue doing what you're doing though.
Oh, yeah.
So
Look,
it's
my goal is to make this place a full tenant, like this gentleman, Jesse was just here.
Yep.
So I get what they're trying to do, because there's no place to park trucks, there's no place to do stuff. All these people with commercial vehicles, they can't go anywhere, because everybody keeps coming and trying to shut it down. We're zoned industrial general. Everything that we have on that property is industrial general. I mean, it's all big equipment, big trucks, I got loaders, I do crushing, screening, it's a full operation down there, so. What I'm asking for is just permission to park 100 cars in a fenced-in area. And the tenant, he's a tenant, right, would come in and take them out as needed. And it would be in that area that we're looking at on that map.
Does he need a building?
Nothing,
you know,
no,
office?
it's just a space.
This
If
is just,
he's not gonna need an office, and if he
Yeah.
did, with permission, put up a shed. Throw in like a 12 by 20 shed or 12 by 10 shed or something, if they want to do that. But right now, all they need is outside space, because they're currently renting in Selfridge. And there's a new owner, and the new owner wants him out of the premises. So time is that's why I moved it, because time is of the essence, so to speak. And if I move it onto the Griffin Road property, which we call Griffin Road, it should fall under everything that we're already doing.
What's the address of this property?
Wow, you wanna go by the town?
Yeah.
So the town, we call it 11, we've always called it from 11 to 19 Griffin Road, 11 to 17 Griffin Road. Right?
Yeah.
The chief could tell you it's
Yes, 11.
So we have a
17.
building that's been there for 11, and the next building we built, Kurt made me put 15 on it.
15.
It should be 13, it should be 15, it should be 13. And then the scrapyard that used to be there, I think they were 17.
17.
Yeah.
okay, so this is gonna go on 17 where the scrapyard was?
No, it's not. It's gonna go right where the XNG built, so right across from building 15.
Can we use parcel
If I can
numbers?
show you.
Because
So,
the numbers
okay,
have
so I'm
changed so
looking at
many
the-
Okay, I
times.
got it. So if you were looking at the Sturbridge Road being towards you, if you see the building, I'm gonna say it's to the north side, you see the little bit of the building sticking out there?
Yeah.
Okay, that is actually 15 Griffin Road,
Okay.
okay? So it's basically right across from XNG, which is Express Natural Gas. And MBI rents the very first building to the right, down there. Those are all tractor trailers you see down there. Chief's
These two.
Chief's been here many times.
Yeah, this
So
is,
that's
this
11.
is, this is 15.
That's 15.
Okay, that's 15 up
That's
there.
15. This is the way we have.
15 's the white
5
top.
That's
vehicles.
okay, that's okay.
15, this is XNG.
So
Okay.
15 is
And
27
this is 11, we
G3.
agree that's 11?
That's
Yes,
lot
this is
part.
11.
So,
Yep.
this is,
I would
this is a
say
separate lot, or is this
it's
part
all
of
one
this
lot.
one?
It's
This-
all
I see
considered
that-
one lot.
Is this 13?
Yeah, this would have to be 13.
I'm just
This is
interested in,
Oh.
in the
This would have to be
parcel
13.
numbers.
Yeah, so this
not-
this is
all
the
on this
lot
one.
number.
Everything's on this,
Not
yeah,
seven.
everything's on this one. 27-3.
That's,
That
yeah,
is the lot, yes.
your numbers have changed so many
Well,
times.
I know.
I know.
As long as you can find it, that's, that's
We're
the
putting it all
important
solar.
thing. You know where it is now?
Yeah, I know where it is.
So 27C-3 still remains the same.
27C.
Is it C? Yes.
-3.
Well, your original, you came to us in 2008 for the original site plan, and this is a different use.
No, there wouldn't be a different use from what we've been doing for 30 years up there. When we built the place, I shouldn't say we, my dad, he built it, as the building all the way to the right with all the tractor trailers. So we have rentals, we've been renting the tractor trailers and et cetera for 25 to over 30 years. So
That's MBI on the
That-
far right.
That's
the trash
MBI,
company.
they have
Number
35 trucks,
11.
20 trucks.
11.
That's 11 with the road. So,
This help? You got
Yeah,
MBI
we have-
here, okay, you got the same
Kurt gave
picture.
us pictures
Yeah.
of
We would call this 13.
But it's
what it
still
looked like in
27C.
21,
I would call it,
23 clearing, and,
We would call it 7.
So I don't.
25, and you can see the big difference, and we don't have,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Thank you.
we don't have a site plan
I don't see,
for that.
in my mind, where I'm already renting to 200 trucks up there, 200 tractor trailers on the property. So why the cars, which are gonna take up a quarter of the space, and not to mention the 400 trips a day in and out of that property, why it would be a site plan review, because we're parking cars instead of trucks. If I count just the employees' cars on that parking lot, on those parcels, I have, without exaggeration, probably 50 or 60 employees that park here every day, okay? That's just the cars for the employees, not to mention the 200 trucks that are on site, okay? So, the reason I'm against the site plan review, of going for a site plan, is because we're already way above that. We're not, it's like we're asking for more, I'm asking for less, because I could put in 40, 50 tractor trailers there, and there's nothing, no one can do anything about it.
But you did not do a site plan for that,
For what?
for parking.
We've never done that. It's just the way we've always done it, you know? And
But that's,
I realize where Kurt's trying to go with this, and I understand that, but it is way under what we're already doing. I already have 200 trucks, 200 trucks.
And we're
that-
supposed to take your word for that.
Ma'am, you can drive through there anytime you want.
Well, that's not really what we're
Right.
here for.
Yes, we have, you can see in the picture, right there alone is 60 trucks, right in
What I
the
do
picture.
see in the picture
Yes,
is.
ma'am.
we don't have a site plan
Um,
for
was
parking.
there-
Our
was
building
what was the
commissioner did
original
make a
site plan?
point
What did it look like?
showing us some,
What
GIS
did they
from
ask for?
2021, 2022.
The original site
And
plan
2025.
was
Okay.
for
And
sand,
I noticed that, he found it
gravel,
necessary to cut down a bunch of
storage repair.
trees.
That's a different
Okay, so
property.
that's the what you know,
That's a different
That's a
property.
different property, ma'am. That's got nothing to do with this property.
Which one are you looking at?
well,
Oh, we're not looking at the 27 G8 here.
the original is for 27C, parcels 2, 3, 4.1, and
So this
9,
is, she's reading the original site plan, so.
which was
Oh, okay.
from
Yeah.
2008.
The trees that were cut down is on a different total piece of property there. That's on,
So we don't have the right.
that's
we
on
don't have
24
the right-
Sturbridge Road.
So we don't have the right, stuff here?
You have the pictures and everything
No,
right
Kurt
here.
did,
Yeah.
Kurt gave us pictures of what the site has looked at through the years.
But
So-
the concern with Kurt is 24 Sturbridge Road, nothing to do with Griffin Road project.
Right.
Totally different pieces. And matter
So
of
you're
fact-
not touching 24 anymore?
No, ma'am, I'm not. I'm going to, actually, we are doing an earth removal permit with Kurt and Graves and UCM at this point.
So is this, oh, sorry.
24.
For 24 Sturbridge Road, nothing to do with where this project's going and what it's for. Kurt's under the impression that we were gonna put this on 24 Sturbridge Road, which we're not.
Yeah.
It's going on the Griffin Road project, which is where we started this. for
So
years.
Larry, where are these going to come in and out of? Are they
See the
using
big
Larry's way
see the
or
big
Griffin?
access way?
Excuse me?
See the big access way right here?
Larry's way?
No, well, I don't care if you wanna call it that, but, so
Well-
right off Route 20, we have this big major access way?
Yeah, I know, I was just asking whether you're utilizing Larry's or Griffin,
No,
because
not Griffin, we don't run,
17 has frontage on
yeah,
Griffin.
we do not run any, trucks down Griffin Road. I do that for the neighbors, we don't keep the neighbors happy. Everything comes out, in and out this main drive, Matter of fact, we have signs on this road that say, all non-commercial, any non-commercial vehicles go up through Griffin Road, but all of the commercial vehicles go this way.
So I guess officially it is Larry's way.
Well,
We've got a subdivision.
Well, do you know why? Because
That-
we're
that's
putting
fine.
batteries in.
Yes, yeah,
And,
that's what I'm
and they
saying.
have this subdivide everything,
Yeah,
do me a
yeah,
favor,
yeah.
give me 25,000 more in taxes.
So it's,
Larry.
so it's, what I'm saying is we've got a subdivision plan, so we'll just refer to it as
You
Larry's
can do
way.
it that way, I appreciate that.
Larry,
Yes, sir.
the cars that are gonna be, these are whole cars? I
These
mean,
are all registered, insured.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying,
What they do is they
registered.
take them from one place and move them to another.
Right, no, I know that.
Right.
We-
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in that, all my life.
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure that it's there and it's not unregistered cars.
No, sir.
No.
Are these cars that they tow or?
No, they bring,
Sorry.
what they call towing and recovery, so what they do is they either tow them in, or they transport them in on the, like, trailers, sometimes they'll put 5 or 6 cars on a trailer, you know what I mean?
Yep,
Four,
yep.
9 trucks, that kind of stuff. So they transport cars for like, I do stuff for Penske, but they do things for like Avis, or just
Okay.
stuff like that. They
Gotcha.
They move cars from A to B.
Somebody wants to
So
bring
they-
their car down south.
So they're not like damaged
not
where they're
drive.
spilling,
No damage, these are all good
Just
cars.
like regular
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
I wouldn't, number one, I wouldn't allow it.
And they're not renting cars?
They're not renting cars, no.
It's not a
These are just-
U-Haul rental
Yeah.
facility?
Yeah. So what they do is they'll have trucks come in, drop them off, then other trucks come in and pick them up, you know what I mean, like
A tow truck or a flatbed?
no, they're like, I'm not saying they wouldn't come in on a tow truck, I can't go with that, because sometimes they have to go pick them up, maybe one or two at a time, I don't know how that works with them. But, the way that was explained to me is that, you get the pickup truck with like 4 cars behind them, that kind of stuff. And they'll
Small
drop,
car
they may
carrier.
even have a car carrier they come in and take them, I don't know how this is gonna work with
I
them.
referred to Mike, he's our engineer, if it would need a full submittal.
This-
Where's the water going?
That's right, I didn't see you there.
Drainage.
Is there,
Discussion, there's no approval.
are you doing any earthwork up there? Is that?
Not on this property.
Not on this property.
And Mike knows we're going through a process right now to get an earth removal permit for 24 Strawberry Brook.
I like IG, I mean, it's a use that's good for IG.
Yeah.
But I know everyone complains about the trucks in and out of Larry's Way. It's not your fault, it was
No.
an approved road, that there's very little clearance when you come over and.
Okay, if I can.
Yeah,
interrupt.
please, 'cause that
So,
was hard.
Mike will tell you this, because he's seen the plans. We're basically taking the ground from where those buildings are, all the way to Route 20. So there's a house on Route 20, it's actually 24 Sturbridge Road, right? That's all gonna be gone, all of it. So, we're applying for the earth removal permit, so I can take all that dirt out and bring everything down to Route 20 level. Actually, we're gonna be about 5 feet above Route 20, but the views that you're talking about will all be gone.
Oh, good.
What's
Get
going
more
in there?
complaints about
Well,
that.
see, that's the whole
That
thing.
almost-
I have a plan for nothing right now. I just wanna
Yeah.
get the dirt out of
Okay,
there.
just
Because
clearing the
where
lawn.
Larry's landscape is right here, if the Warriors ever decide, you're out, I have a place for my kid to go.
Yep.
So I think that would be a great location for it. So that's not a plan etched in stone, because, we're trying to get a lease with these guys now. Because that's more valuable. I mean, that's industrial property. Nobody has that around here,
Yeah.
so.
So what improvements are you making on that parking area?
So on that area right now is dirt. Okay, so we had
Yeah.
taken out some dirt on that property.
Right.
We put underground pipe, we have, grindings that we put down. So when I get done, it'll be just like a parking lot.
Yeah.
So if you know the landscape.
Asphalt grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the
Great,
landscape,
yeah.
so everybody sees the landscape place, right? That whole parking lot's asphalt
Right.
grindings.
Which is pervious.
Yeah, it's
Right,
nice,
yeah.
it's nice stuff. It's gonna be really nice when I'm done with it. They're gonna put a fence around it and cameras and, it's gonna be professional.
You be putting like an emulsion down too, or just,
No,
just the
no.
grinding?
No, just the grindings. We just did another one today, yeah, just the grindings. That's all you need. You put them down, you roll them out, and, they harden up, especially with the heat that we have today. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You looking for a decision tonight, or?
Well, I would love one, because they wanna move, they have to move out of their place in Southbridge. And it's gonna take me a while,
Yep.
a couple of days to
I mean,
get
this is just his concept plan, this
Yeah,
isn't,
what does the submission look like for this?
he would have to show us a plan, show us, he's saying he wants fencing, lighting,
Yeah, but I don't have to get a permit to put up fencing.
but he doesn't wanna to do a site plan.
No, I don't.
Well, we need a site plan.
I know, that's my point, that's why I said.
We even make daycares who go into a house, do a basic
Yeah.
site plan, so we're gonna need
Churches
that.
that parking, we've had, they come into us for site plan.
There's a little bit of we have to consider the significant change of use. I mean, it's different, but it's not a
The site
significant
plan will
change.
tell us how
Yeah,
significant
but
it is.
remember, they take
No,
you
I
take a
don't think
house,
so.
you take a
No?
house and you turn it into a daycare that has 5 kids.
Yeah.
We're looking for a site
For
plan. so
sure.
We're gonna need a site plan.
Yeah.
How detailed of a site plan is
Right.
what do we expect?
Yeah.
We're not looking for a hand drawing,
Yeah,
but something that shows
Something from an
the
engineer.
measurements,
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be super involved.
So if I have a
We
question,
asked
if I may.
Kozowski to do one, and they're asking.
Please.
So if I have, let's say I have a McLaren, because obviously there's no dimensions on this, right? So if I have McClure actually just drop a dimensional plan showing the fence or showing that kind of stuff, because that's, what you see is what's gonna be there, so so when you ask for a site plan, to me, right, it's just flat ground with grindings on it and a fence, that's all it is. It's not like it was anything, it's not involving people, it's not involving, bathrooms, it's not involving none of that stuff, it's just a parking spot, that's all it is.
Would stormwater be
Yeah, Mike, what are you
changed at
thinking?
all, or?
What's going on in
everything's
your
the
mind? What do you?
Well, I don't wanna interject, if someone wants my opinion, I'm happy to give it.
If that's all it is, I'd like to see it in
So-
writing. If that's all it is,
so-
why, if I wanna make a decision about it, I wanna see it in
All
writing.
right, so through the chair,
Please.
ask our engineer if changing it and adding a parking lot, pervious asphalt grindings, would that change the runoff from that if there was no other site work that was done with that other than putting down?
So, just back up before I answer that. Mr. McKissick referenced it earlier. We recently reviewed a land disturbance and stormwater permit for 24 Sturbridge Road. Had no proposed use, not even any grading on it really, and we had a number of comments on that. And then this came in today, literally today, the first time I saw this. And obviously I received Kurt's comments about his opinion on it. I sort of share a similar opinion. I don't know what the history of this site was, what was previously granted for site plan approval. Is this an extension of a previously approved use or something new? I don't know. I don't know what's on record for this property. It's pretty clear to me that this use by itself triggers site plan review. That's obvious in the bylaw. So to me, it seems to trigger site plan review. Now, site plans can look all different ways. Like Mr. McKissick said, this is a simple gravel lot with lighting and fencing. The bylaw still requires you to submit a certain number of things and ask for waivers where things that you're not providing. So there's that process to go through. And during that process, with the stormwater, depending on if this triggers stormwater or not, you're within the buffer zone of the wetland could trigger it. If you're over an acre, you could trigger it. So there's a number of thresholds there that would need to be. That's why you need an engineer to look at this stuff.
That's why I have them, right there.
And address all the other potential bylaw requirements, whether you're providing them or asking for waivers or similar.
Where are the wetlands?
So-
Anything, do you- just offhand?
This was a comment I made during our review of 24 because neither plan shows any wetlands. But as you know, 16 Sturbridge Road is the gas station that was previously proposed or approved, wherever status that is at right now. There are wetlands behind that parcel, so if you're looking at that plan, it's in this sort of wooded area behind, I don't know if it's labeled number 16 on the plan you're looking at, but behind that existing building where the gas station is gonna be, there's a sort of a pocket wetland there. So there are buffer zones associated with that project onto Mr. McKissick's property.
If I may on that one, that's a stormwater retention basin behind it, that's not a wetland. That's something that we created.
We'd like to see that in the plan.
Huh?
We'd
Oh,
like to see
absolutely,
that.
because we built it. So that's a stormwater retention basin, that is not a wetland. And that's where, Graves and I have a little difference of opinion, and my environmental company has difference of opinion. It's not a wetland.
Well, if I could just, I'm not gonna get into
No,
back and forth.
no,
but
it's okay, we're just here, it's all good.
But the 16 Sturbridge Road plan shows that as a wetland identified by a professional wetland scientist. There is a provision in the Wetland Protection Act where if it's designed and shown on a plan before a certain date or after a certain date as a stormwater basin, it can never be considered a wetland. That plan has to exist as of that date. I don't know if that's the case. You could have built this not on a plan or any sort of record keeping of it. So you may have built it as a stormwater basin.
it's on the plan.
Many old stormwater basins are now wetlands because of that.
Okay, I
They're
agree
not
with- I agree with
protected
that.
by that
I agree
protection.
with that, but that is on the plan. I do agree with you on that.
Yeah, I am of the opinion, like, you can't make every business come in for a site plan, a new site plan, just because they want to move parking around on an existing use. So there is some, not every change requires a site plan. We have to be business friendly and economically development friendly in the town as well. This is a minimal, so we can maybe ask for a couple of drawings on this and delineations maybe, but I wouldn't want to push for a full site plan review.
Well, the normal, the normal process, right? Like, there's the requirements and ask for the waivers, the standard process that everybody uses, right? You need these things, and this is what we think we don't have to do, and kind of just go through the normal standard process that we always do things. And it doesn't seem like a very complicated, especially if everything was already, the same engineer did everything else. But But, yeah, I mean, I know this isn't a significant change, but it's still, I mean, it's still decent size, it's not, I said, it's not like, and I joke around about you would take in a single-family house and adding a little daycare, and we're making them do a basic site plan. This is more, than that.
Do our bylaws state that he has to do one?
It depends if the significant
it
change of use triggers a site plan.
Significant change of use from what it's being currently used at, or for what the original site plan was?
Probably the original.
The original site plan.
Because it's
So
already being
that's
parking,
the
so
problem,
it's not.
is what was the original site plan
Gravel,
approved for?
gravel
Yeah, I have
processing,
that.
some vehicle storage, right? Some
Vehicle storage,
Uh,
dealer's license,
Yeah.
there's a lot,
Would you
there's a lot of
require
licenses
a
up there.
public hearing or?
Junk-
or
junk
just a
cars and old
modification
metals?
to the plan?
Is it,
Right,
I mean, I can store junk cars up
right,
there.
we can
you don't,
whittle
you
away
need, you need more
the full
information,
site plan.
whether it's
or we-
site modification versus, another, a site, right? So-
I mean, I'm just a consultant's opinion, I don't make the decision.
You never know.
You have a building, a zoning enforcement officer that does that, and he's already opined that it doesn't.
I was gonna say, if we could go for
I-
the same submittal and just do
So we need a
a
site plan.
A full submittal with public hearing?
Mr. Chair, can I
site
speak again?
modification.
Like last time.
Please.
Yeah.
I can't see any reason not to do it.
So,
Please.
I think what I'm going, listen, I got the whole site plan thing, I get that. I have a license for junk and old cars and metals. I can put 1,000 cars up there, junk cars, and you can't do anything about it, okay? I have a used car license up here. I can put 100 cars and used cars up there, and you can't do nothing about it, okay? So I can do that right now without even coming to this
Right.
board, okay? I was doing this out of the kindness of my heart, because I wanna put something down there. I can put 100 cars in, and you can't do anything about it. You can't, because I have licenses for it that we have had for 30-plus years.
But if
Okay?
you decide to put the grindings on the lot, there's a potential effect
I'm
on
not
stormwater.
talking about the grindings, man, this is not the grindings, honey, man, this is, what I'm talking about is the cars, okay? I can leave them on dirt, it doesn't matter to me. I
But
was
that's
trying-
not what you're proposing right here.
I haven't said anything, I was saying what I could do, I said, they asked me
Okay,
what I would
but-
wanna do. I'm talking about the 100 cars on the property, that is what I'm talking about right now. I can legitimately put 100 junk cars right there, and this town could do nothing about it. I could
And
put-
what is
I-
your point?
My point being is that I'm asking for parking for 100 cars that are registered and insured.
Alright. We understand that. Are you
Versus
willing
me
to do
starting
a
a
site
scrapyard
plan?
up and putting 100 junk cars there and putting, which is viable to the property and all that kind of stuff. And I could I could put my used cars, I could expand my used car license up to 100 cars, right? So when you tell me that it's a different use, it's not a different use because I'm permitted for those things, all right? I hold permits for the junk cars, for the used car licenses, we hold all those permits. So I don't even have to ask if I don't want to. I could just put the cars in and say I'm selling them. I could say they're junk, and that's the truth, okay? I'm not frustrated, I'm just being honest with you. I hold the license through this town for 30-plus years, since 1980-something, we have those permits, okay? So, that's where I'm at with that. Now, you wanna bring up the grindings, I don't have to put down grindings, I can leave it on dirt, right? But the grindings is better for everybody. Yes, it's a rural, would you rather have if say something happens, would you rather have it on the grindings or into the dirt? I'd rather have it on grindings, personally. I do contaminated soil for a living. So, anyway, that's where I'm at.
So, I mean, if you look at the original site plan, this seems to me more like a site plan modification than needing a site plan. It's kind of modifying what's already there because a lot of these uses are very similar things, so.
I mean, the site plan
So he's saying we should do a site plan.
hauls out storage, parking.
Storing of junk and old metals.
Because it's not
I
on
mean,
the
it's-
original plan.
Can we see?
I mean,
Change.
our,
Yeah, right here.
so our building inspector, I mean, yeah, our zoning enforcement officer says that we should have a submittal of a site plan for this. And
Kurt's not always right.
Yeah, it is, like, we can't make every business, if they wanna change things and move the parking spaces around, to go through a full $5,000 to $10,000 site plan review process. That is not business friendly.
right, but we're
Okay,
not.
and he's already doing that right now see these cars right here in the corner, he could just move them right here and like.
I could
what's
take all the
difference?
trucks and put them in that one parking lot, and I'm gonna take up 3 times the size of that parking lot. 3 times the size of that. I own 85 acres right there, and 40 of it's got nothing but trucks and cars on it. And we said they're just all spread out, that's all.
Because I'm not the EDC and I'm only planning, and my only goal in life, right, is to, at this very moment, is to make sure that we do everything right on the planning board. As much as I love new businesses doing new things, I would prefer that we follow Kurt's advice, and in my own, I mean, 20 years on the board, right? Like, this seems like a big change. I think we need the formal site plan submittal, and on areas that we don't, that we could give be waivers the way a normal applicant would do it. Just do things the right way. I understand the need of business. I understand that, your potential customer wants the property plan, and I understand but it can go through the process pretty quick after advertising if everything is just done right.
And a
So-
public hearing,
Yeah.
When was the original approval for the site plan?
2008.
That was like 8,
2008.
2005 or 8.
but
And
right on there. if
I'm
you
assuming that
need
you've come back to the
uses.
board every time that you've changed the original site plan and.
Yes,
Sand,
I would say
gravel,
it's mostly,
storage,
just the
parking.
buildings and
Any
the parking
use
and all that
change
stuff,
needs
yeah.
to come to us.
I had Burton Engineering, we had CMG's been here, I mean, I can't,
I know you did for the solar farms, the
solar farms, they
batteries.
got batteries coming in, I mean, this is all commercial stuff, that's what we do, so.
In an IG zone.
It's in an IG zone. It's well below the threshold of what what was zoned for.
What wouldn't require a site plan? What could he do that wouldn't?
Any use change.
Gravel processing?
They have to
Okay.
come back to us.
Significant use change.
This isn't a significant use change. but
Yeah, that's
any
the,
use-
it's not, he's not adding.
So we don't think 100 cars is significant?
It says right there, parking, storage,
Yeah.
sand and gravel. That's what he's doing right here.
Not to mention the licenses that I hold, which I haven't even brought up in here yet. I mean,
The only
So-
concern that I have, and we work very well with Larry, is because this is a fenced-in area, we just gotta make sure that the fenced opening is wide enough for our fire engine to get through,
No problem.
and that the pathway around
Mm-hmm.
is just wide enough for our truck. Obviously, there's a potential that one of these cars, once they park and they leave, that there's a potential of one of these cars catching on fire, and that if we can't get our engine in,
Mhm.
then we have a much larger area. So, much larger problem than just a simple little car fire, because when we have 100 cars there and we can't get our fire engine in
Yeah.
and close enough to put out that one car fire,
Yeah.
we now have a larger car fire. And in his normal plan that he has there, where there's no fence, we don't really require anything because we can maneuver our truck, but the fact that it's gonna be a fenced-in area, and that's all, and I'm sure he would have done that because, he would obviously want us to be able to get in, but it's a much smaller driveway that is required to maneuver a car around than it is to maneuver a 40-foot long fire truck.
Yeah, I'm not sure
So-
you could make this corner down
Good
here.
point, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all. Just make sure that, the
Yep.
road around the area is
the
enough
fence.
so that way we can move our fire truck around, so.
How
But we
many,
need to see that though.
That's, okay.
No, site plan.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we got a site plan that showed the proposed fencing materials, lighting, access, of this particular part, would that be enough of a site to review? Or do you expect stormwater management and everything else? I mean, it doesn't sound like that's moving around much.
I'm not worried, it needs to be, we need a site plan, it needs to be drawn, but all the other things, they ask
Yeah.
for a waiver.
I don't think this
so-
is enough for a site plan. I
Right,
think
right.
we need a little bit more than this.
I can have,
You just-
we can draw up a nice thing, for you. that's fine.
Right,
This
ask
is just
for a
an
waiver
informational
on the
thing.
stormwater, right? Like, ask
Yeah.
for a waiver on
I
that.
have a
Yeah, yeah.
stormwater thing,
Like
all
I
right.
said, right, so
Okay.
ask for a waiver
Okay.
on that and get, what our consultant needs and
that's what we're hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show it, show a lot, show the
Yeah,
fencing, any
exactly.
lighting.
Absolutely, I'll have a nice
Okay,
detailed,
okay.
Would you like to
situation
see
drawn
this
up, I like to do as soon as we
modification
can.
or a full public hearing and everything?
Yeah,
Let's go there.
I don't know if we need a full public
Okay.
hearing.
Mike,
Yeah, I know.
do you think we should have a public hearing or just a
I
modification
don't
that
have
you
any
would review?
opinion on that.
Um,
what
That's
is-
beyond my pay
I
grade.
don't think there'd be any reason not to have a public hearing for it. It is a site
You
plan,
could
it's
absolutely have a
just-
public
yeah,
hearing.
Yeah,
I think
I
we should.
No, it's just-
No problem, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's fine,
All right,
that's
that's what
fine
we
with me.
Application fees and everything.
Do you, are you planning lighting?
There's already lighting on the existing building across the way.
Okay, but I mean, as far as parking lot lights or
I
or any
would
other
say
lighting
no.
around this?
I would say no.
That wouldn't be required for them? Are they actually, you know, need to look at, you know, hours it's
Yeah.
open? Is it open 24 hours or is
Well,
it?
we're 24 hours anyway, it don't
Okay.
matter. Industrial Journal is 24/7, 7 days a week.
Standard site plan, but ask for
Yeah,
waivers
okay,
on the
yeah.
things that don't, I,
Yeah, and the lighting off the other building is, believe me when I tell you, I look at it in my house every night, it's plain bright.
All right, so we're looking at full site plan application process with the application fee.
Which, okay, so I'll have the clerk do that.
Yeah.
Um,
With the gates maybe to allow, if
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
turnaroundable,
it'll
it
be-
needs in and out.
Yeah, I'll talk to the chief about that to see exactly what he wants, and then we'll make it happen. It's not a big deal to me.
All right, okay, thank you
and
for
we,
coming in.
Sorry it took so long.
we don't meet as much in the summer, but we,
I wanna do
as
this
soon as-
ASAP.
Yeah.
As soon as the, as soon as we
Yeah.
advertise, as soon as you get it to us, it, will,
Yeah,
you know.
I gotta bring it to.
Standard is 4 weeks.
I gotta bring it to James sooner than later then.
Okay.
Right?
Because it's gonna be in the paper twice, so we just say, well, give us 4 weeks.
Okay, so, all right,
Just
it is what it
July
is.
seventh.
So that would be the July meeting,
July 15th?
July 15th.
yeah. Okay.
And if it's sooner, then we can go
Can
to
we,
the
can we
review
do this
process.
sooner? Do you want?
Yeah.
I mean,
June
personally,
7th.
it's not gonna hurt me one way or the other, I'm just thinking of the tenant.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if it takes.
Can we do June 17th? One
It
month,
can
you
be in
know,
the
a
paper.
little
Tight.
shorter than one
That's
month.
tight.
What's the?
Isn't it in 1 week and then the very next week?
Because you can't advertise until you get the site plan, right?
Yeah.
No, oh, you can advertise before.
No, I need the site plan in
Okay.
front of me before I,
Okay.
so I know what I'm writing up and
Yeah,
everything.
all right, I got you. All right, that's easy.
Do you need a vote or anything?
No, this
No,
is
this
just
is
a
a
discussion,
discussion.
discussion.
Okay.
Courtesy discussion.
So,
Thank you for
so
coming
basically,
in.
we're gonna do the site plan with McClure, right? I'll do that.
Yeah, he knows.
And you
Have
just
him call me.
And you just have a, hearing and go from there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll
get a
target-
public hearing, it's fine with me.
Target July 15th.
Okay, all right, that's what we'll plan for. So let me ask you this question, if I may. Say we come in July 15th, you approve everything. I have to go ahead at that point, you just go ahead and do what we gotta do. Okay, I just wanna let those
Yeah.
guys.
But we need to have our engineer review it in the meantime, right?
Before that
So the
meeting.
quicker, the
Yeah.
sooner we get here,
Yeah.
the sooner we can.
Can you review it if you draw it? Yeah?
If you
What's
do
the
it, I don't think that would work.
I don't like paying two engineers.
So, yeah, have them clear do it and,
Yeah.
get it to Graves as quick as you can and.
I would if I didn't.
Give the
know that
application.
on my payroll.
I
Okay.
do have to say, I'm really happy that that's gonna get leveled, and
It is, all the way through.
I can't tell you how many times
That's
I
what the
almost
earth,
hit a
that's
truck.
what the earth, and
Come
I have no
over.
plan to do anything, so that's a difficult situation,
Yeah.
because I know I'm gonna put the, I just wanna get rid of the dirt, and so we
Yeah.
can see, you can't see up the road.
Yeah, right.
So we will call this, what Griffin Road again?
We
Can we
call
use
it,
the map and mark the
yeah, you
parcel?
could call
around?
it, I would call it 15, call it 15 A,
Do, yeah, do.
15 B, something.
Yeah, is it?
No, but if
15?
I
Yeah.
could-
And the part, oh,
He's
we'll
on the
attach
same
the
All right,
parcel,
because
yeah, yeah.
So
we've
call
had
it
too many
15.
zeros.
So this map says 17, can we?
That's
but
because, that's because that's the current situation.
Okay,
Isn't this off the assessor's
This
map?
is, put it this way, that's
17?
11,
yeah, yep.
this should be 13.
What's the
it's 15.
official
Okay.
way to
17,
to name
we're calling
roads?
that 17.
Oh,
The
okay,
numbers on
okay.
it.
Okay,
What's
I'm
the
just looking at,
official-
going
How
back
does
off
it-
the
is
website.
it-
Where did this come from?
It
Like,
used
is
to be
this
current
the
assessors.
assessor's map? What is it?
McClure.
This is,
GIS?
this is what's on the GIS, yeah, this is what's on GIS right now, so.
We'll call it the parcel 27C3.
Yeah, okay,
Right,
that's a lot,
and-
huh?
And maybe it's 15B.
Yeah, whatever you guys wanna do.
We always put parcel just so everybody knows.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you, we'll see you July 15th. All right, thank you for coming in.
Pleasure, guys, thank you so much, I appreciate
We'll
it.
call it the parcel.
See you again.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
15B,
All right.
yeah, 15-ish.
Yeah, the
And it's-
Stonefields used to say
I was
zero.
gonna say, it's, the thing is, it's not even on Griffin Road, it's on
The buildings make
Larry's
sense
Way.
because the buildings make sense because you can get to the buildings off of
Off of
Griffin.
Griffin Road.
Yeah,
So like
This.
this makes sense that it's 11,
Yeah.
and that makes sense that it's 15 because that's Griffin Road.
Yeah, yeah.
But these are second businesses.
But this doesn't make sense. But it also doesn't make sense that it's Sturbridge Road because
Right, because this is Griffin Road, what happens to Griffin Road?
That's not Griffin-
no,
that's
no,
not
this isn't
Griffin
Griffin Road. This is nothing. This is
That's
just
just the
this is just the
driveway.
driveway.
Yeah.
Oh, this,
Yeah.
oh, that's his driveway.
That's it. It's just an
that's what-
access.
So, but this
driveway.
is all one parcel.
Yeah.
You know, this piece here, this
So
piece here
it's-
are all one
it's
parcel.
just
So it's
a-
two businesses on one parcel, but
Right.
it's a big enough.
That's where
And
it's
we've
like,
done
Call it
that
Larry's Way,
before.
but this is,
You
but
guys
this
did
is
that on
Larry's Way.
Sturbridge
That goes-
Road,
The
and
problem
we call it-
is, this is Larry's Way, this is
don't
really
have
nothing,
this.
this is a
Oh,
driveway.
yeah, you do.
We don't call it.
Kurt suggested a whole nother
Yeah.
site.
We can't call it A or B
No, I know.
yeah, yeah, all right.
because that's a whole
But
different
any
bylaw.
use has to
Okay.
come to us.
So just do it a parcel. It'll most likely be called
But he already has,
15-1 or something.
says he's got
Don't call it a letter.
approval for cars and a
Call it a
whole
letter is a
bunch of
bad
stuff.
idea.
Mine's not
Well, there's no
complete.
building on
Not on
it.
this?
Right.
There is a
That's all the
building.
same lot. It's,
No, not on the
If you
parking
look
lot.
this and this are the same piece of property.
That parcel number
Yeah,
has its
well,
own.
that's, I mean, that could be a good
Not the
enforcement
road,
issue.
Alright,
follow
If he's
the
got,
Let's
road, look at
push
the-
this forward, excellent conversation, thank you for your feedback, everyone, I appreciate the feedback, we have different opinions, and that's why we're here.
Right, and I wanna be business friendly, but at the end of the day, I care more about safety, and that's it, and process, and
Right here. Thank you. All right, next on agenda, we have a continuation for GM Properties, The Villages, 35 North Main Street.
Yep. There
So
you go on that.
they have formally submitted a letter to rescind
Without prejudice.
their application without prejudice. So we need to simply vote on rescinding their application. You're familiar with the
I
property.
make a
that they're
motion
doing.
that we accept, GM Properties, The Villages, multifamily unit from 35 Main Street, their vote to withdraw the application without prejudice.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to rescind the application. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
do we know what they're doing? Like, are they?
They're downsizing.
Okay.
The next thing on our agenda is a public hearing for Fabiola Cesar Esteverni, Ponican Hill definitive subdivision plan, and they have a modification, and the applicant requested to continue to June 3rd, 2026 meeting. Can we have a motion?
So we've continued this quite a bit, right? We haven't, I don't remember the last time we met with them. Is there much
Yeah.
going on there? I mean, do we
He
know?
just-
Well, they're
He's had
putting
health
signs up.
issues and different things, but he does give us it in writing, so we are good.
That's, they haven't started any work up there or anything? They're not doing any? Nothing.
Well, they, sorry, I take that back. They did clear some of the land.
Some of
Do
them.
they have the right to do that without the,
If they own the property, they can.
But-
There
Well,
were,
that's
there were
what
conservation
they make
issues because there are wetlands on that piece
exactly, it's
that they're
practically all
dealing
wet.
with.
I live right near
Okay.
it, and it's very
So they're
wet.
dealing with other issues with other boards now, is that?
Yes.
Or, okay. Make a motion that we continue the Fabiola Cesar Esteverni Ponican Hill definitive subdivision plan modification to, June 3rd.
Second.
Motion and a second to continue. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We will see them on June 3rd. We have the next on the agenda is Master General Law 61B, chapter land, a lot release for St. Mark's Catholic Church on Gould Road. And this comes in front of the planning board, and we can have a discussion around right of first refusal for the town to pick up this property or let them continue with their 61B. Thanks,
Thank you,
Chief.
Chief.
Can I take care?
Thank you.
And where is this thing? Do they have a plot of it or where?
It's just 10B,
Yeah.
2.5.
Is there any reason that anybody thinks that we
Yeah.
should, purchase this property? I mean, is it, will it make a
How
good
big is the
ball-
property and would it make a
Yeah.
good baseball field?
Exactly,
Is that-
that's the first pass. Church.
This time,
Exactly.
How big's the lot?
4.2 acres.
This is part that they subdivided, or A
Was
and R
that the
that
one
came
that
through
we,
here?
the 9, was that the 9, lots?
All I know is they gave me the map block and lot.
They have sold it to PMZ Development in Charlton already, or this is the TNS.
So
Yeah.
this is only 4 acres?
I-
This is
I'm
Yeah,
that-
4 acres.
I think it is.
So this isn't,
It's
that-
talked
The
about
whole
it.
thing.
is that whole 34-acre property, or did they just break
The
up parts
9
of that?
lots that we
Okay.
did an A&R for.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the intent to sell just that
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I was getting at.
Okay.
They can't sell them till they take another chapter.
And so they're only asking for this one to be taken out. So they subdivided it, this was what, a 40 acre?
No, it was like 30-something acres.
So there was a quick plan in here, they have subdivided it, and they're just asking for permission to take one
Yeah,
slice
10
out of
B
41.
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever lot that is,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
10B,
Yeah.
2.5.
But there are other ones that presumably they will make the same request for.
I make a motion that we report to the select board that the planning board does not encourage to exercise their right of refusal for this property for 61B.
Second the motion.
So we have a motion to refuse our right of first refusal to take this property at 61B release. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Passes. All right, apologize for the
Yeah,
lengthy
his
delay.
update.
We would love to hear the Boston Automobile update. Thank you for
Oh,
your
geez.
patience.
You get a civics
Great.
lesson every time you
Yeah,
come.
yeah,
Isn't that great?
yeah. Please.
The binder coat went down, the asphalt curbing got installed this morning actually. The plants are, the trees and I believe most of the other plants are actually got delivered this morning as well. They're not installed yet. Granite curbing along Route 20 has been installed. I'm not sure if that was installed last time we talked. The dumpster pad is not installed, which I had a question about that. And I think that was it for open items.
Yeah, I think that the question is, any problem with the June 17th deadline?
No, the only thing we were hoping to do, we were gonna save the top coat for the fall, just to give it a chance to see if there's any issue, but the binder coat's down and the curbs are up, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
That's fine,
Yeah, that's what we were gonna try to do, if that's cool.
Why is that? Because it needs to sit for a while, is that?
Just to let it
Sit and
settle.
settle.
Yeah.
Just to
Good
make
idea.
big trucks, and like that way, if there is an issue, we can fix it without ripping up the top coat.
That satisfies the paving the driveway requirements.
Yeah, but it is paved right now, like
Yeah.
everywhere's paved, and like I said, the curbing got installed, the asphalt curbing got installed this morning.
Was that up around the building? That's because I know you got granite that goes down to Route 20.
Yeah, the granite's like the last, I mean, eventually we'd like to replace all the granite, it's just, kinda expensive.
Yep.
But yeah, the asphalt curbing goes up, if you're looking at the property, it goes up the right side to where the driveway departs to the other side, and then it goes up to the left. It follows the site plan, it's where the site plan is, the curbing is.
There was a couple of concerns that that Kurt had.
That Kurt had?
Yeah, got a couple of tractor trailers parked on the adjoining parcel. Is that gonna be a temporary thing, or is it a permanent thing, or? We've got,
They're parking there right now, yeah, on the other lot.
who's parking there?
Cruise control is using it right now.
Okay.
The same way it's been used forever as a drop yard. That's not like a change or anything.
Was that part of the site plan approval?
There's always been a gravel lot there that always been on the plans. It's a separate lot from this project, so I.
Okay.
But that lot it's a separate lot, but that lot's been there for a long time. It's been, on plans that have gone through.
Okay.
Kurt's
The
saying it
the
wasn't.
gravel
Okay.
lot. It's a millions lot, just like you were talking to Larry about. It's actually like the exact same type of thing.
But his concern, are they gonna remain there, the tractor trailers? Cause if they are,
It's-
then we're gonna need site plan review.
There's gonna, I mean, we use that lot forever, for like 10 years, and then we just moved our stuff to the building, and we were letting them use it for now. So yeah, the plan, that's gonna get used as some type of drop yard for now, until we put other buildings over there.
But the tractor trailers that are there, it's temporary, or is it, or are they gonna remain there? Cause if they are, then we will have to have site plan review.
You want
It's a change in the site plan
review?
because.
What's that?
It's probably a change in the site plan for that property. If there's a use, it was.
It's on that, like right there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right there.
Please.
Go ahead.
Just to remind the board, there was a 24 modification to add that other piece of the property,
Yeah.
that to allow them to put storage containers in certain areas. They originally closer to Route 20, they had to get pushed back out of the front yard setback.
Yeah, we got rid of those.
So that's this plan lit right here that shows that.
Those are all gone. The storage units, sorry, I'm not gonna.
Trailers, are they the same as storage containers? I don't know. I haven't seen what that operation is over there, but.
It's being used the exact same way that we use that plan, as like a drop yard for vehicles, like trucks. Which is what that was. It's a different company, but I don't think that's a change of use. We do plan to submit another plan with you guys, because we do want to drop this all down to the same level as the lot that we're working through to get approved, which obviously would be a full another site plan and review process. But for right now, until we have the funds available to pursue that project, we intended to use it as the gravel yard that it is right there.
So it is on the gravel, it's not just on soil, it's on.
No, it's millings,
for
it's.
millings.
Yeah, it's on that plan, I don't know what the page is, but.
Right.
Yeah, it's on.
And that's documented in that plan at least, which
That was,
represented.
if I recall, that was like right at the start of, when we started kind of like going hard at this project.
Yeah.
We had to put that through,
Mhm.
and we did what was asked of us for that.
So if it's an issue, it's a zoning enforcement issue,
Yeah.
and so it's, you might wanna talk to Kurt and find out, you know, convince him that that's the use it's been and that's what
Okay,
it's
yeah,
been.
I have.
He wasn't sure if that was a different use from what was on the plan. or-
It's the same, it's a different company, but it's the same park trucks, it's the same.
You could argue it's just parking in general.
Yeah, the way I interpret it, it's the exact same, it's just parked trucks. It's a different thing on the door, but other than that. But yeah, the building project, I guess,
Yeah.
all that stuff has been done. I did have a question about the dumpster, the location. If I could, actually.
On the plans?
Yeah, do you mind if I use this plan for a second? The dumpster on this plan is right here.
Yep.
We changed the septic because of some elevation changes and soil conditions, and so now the septic got moved. This was all approved, but the septic got moved to here and is now basically like an above ground system, which really limit it. It's basically blocked, like you can't use this space right here because it's like this tall. So the only access to this area right here is actually right where this dumpster is on this plan. What we wanted to do is just move it, like, you know, to the side of the building there. Like, it's probably big.
Would that be a site plan modification, or would that just be?
I mean, I'm hoping it just
Do we
be
need
a
as-built
field
plans for this
change.
after it's done, or?
But I could,
Decision required it.
yeah, it's just like sliding for 15 feet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't-
Sorry.
go ahead.
We had a conversation about this.
I think you talked to Brandon, it's on.
Oh, I'm
privy
sorry.
to exactly
Yeah.
what you talked about with him.
So, I did get a call from his partner, I guess, on this.
He's away, so I haven't.
About
checked
moving the dumpster, and he indicated to me it would be a roll-off dumpster instead of a traditional dumpster.
We own roll-off dumpsters, which we have been using, but for this, we're required to have, are we required to
Yeah.
have the package?
Well,
Great
yeah,
to not, because we don't use it.
The type doesn't matter to me. My comment was, you know, the bylaws require the dumpster be screened from view.
Okay.
Which is what is on the plan now. So
Yeah.
if you're moving it somewhere else, it technically still needs to be screened from view. It doesn't matter if it's on concrete or not, that's your preference. whether it's on asphalt, gravel, or wherever, it just needs to be screened from public view.
Alright, so I understand that. I guess my question is, we own like our own roll-off dumpsters, so that's what we use. We realistically will probably not use a small dumpster.
As long as it's behind the fence. and you
Yeah,
can't see it
I'm
from
glad we
the
put
road.
no, it's just saying like, if we don't generate a lot of trash, like, so if the truck's in, they just throw it in the truck when we're gonna run.
So you wanna eliminate the dumpster?
I mean, we won't use a little dumpster, but if you're making me put it there, I'll put it there. But basically, the concrete pad for the dumpster, I was gonna move it over so that we had a spot for the dumpster.
Right.
But we don't. I'm never gonna actually use it. But that's if it's required, it's required. It is what it is. I'm not.
So you're not required to have a dumpster if you don't need one. You have one on the site plan now. If
I
you
don't
want-
need a dumpster, I guess, because I own like roll-off dumpsters, which just get. They're always making runs and we toss the
Into
it's the office
somebody else's
trash or like
roll-off dumpster.
construction debris. Like, and they might go to a job and pick up some construction debris, sit in the yard for like a day until he runs it, but it's not like.
Your dumpster.
Yeah, if
I
that
hear
makes
you.
sense, because we have like 6 people in the office or something, so it's just a couple paper waste baskets and a bathroom waste basket. It's not like a lot of like trash or food trash or something.
We allow a field change and you just wanna eliminate the dumpster, but then if you add a dumpster in the future, you'd have to come back for another field
Do
modification.
you wanna put do you not wanna put the pad in at all, or
If you don't want the pad, because I'm not gonna put a dumpster there.
Okay.
So
you can do a site plan
Yeah.
modification to
And then we
eliminate the
erect
dumpster,
pads.
but in the future, if you put a dumpster
Yeah.
in there, it's gonna have to be on a pad screen.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, actually, I thought I was gonna put the pad just to put the pad there.
Is that acceptable by the board?
Right there. That works.
Do we need to vote on it? No?
Yeah, let's
do it?
vote.
If we could, just because.
How do they have to, do they have to submit it in writing? Is that what happens? Or
Yeah,
can-
put it
or-
in writing, documents that we as,
Exactly.
yeah.
Just do it for the next meeting, just have it in writing and just submit it that you're eliminating the.
Just like an email request or?
Yeah, he can send it.
That's fine, that's as long as it's something written in there and.
I can do it. Yeah. And then we'll put it on the next agenda, we'll formally vote on it, that this is a field mod. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Have a good day.
All right.
That's it.
Yep, anything else?
Oh, the only other thing which we started talking about, that binder coat, waiting for that top coat past that deadline, is that gonna be a concern or a problem?
Add that to the memo too.
Email, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but add it to the memo just so it's.
Are you
it's
gonna stripe it though?
Yes,
The binder?
I think we have to.
You'll need to, yes.
Yeah, that was my understanding. So it
That
is
was
gonna
a
get.
loaded question,
yes,
sorry.
It is gonna get painted with all the lines, and then when we binder it, or when we top coat it, we'll repaint it.
Right, paint both, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Does that address everything?
And you have Jane's email address?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Thank
Yep,
you.
good night. All right, next on the agenda, a reorganization of the board and then a couple of other.
Just like the select board now.
A new election cycle, I think it's good to mix it
No,
up.
no, I agree.
Very good. It's good to mix it up. I didn't see that on the agenda, hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah, I don't know what
It's
do
that time.
do we need,
What do
because I
we
was,
usually do? To just move up?
because I was
Vice
elected.
moves to chair
formally.
and
For a couple
clerk
years.
moves to
Yeah.
vice?
That's what the select
Is that
board
what-
does.
Is that what you usually do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Move up? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Patsy's the vice chair.
I'll make a motion to nominate Patsy for chair for the year.
I second.
And starting next meeting.
Starting the next meeting.
Yeah.
Next meeting, yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. I don't even know if I was even in for a year. It was just.
I think it was, I think we did it for the last.
For a year, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Vice chair?
Who's the second?
Oh, yeah, then we should nominate a vice chair.
Who's the
Do
secretary?
you have a secretary?
I'm the secretary
Yeah,
currently.
Okay, then I make a motion that, Lainey becomes the new vice chair.
Vice chair. Do you accept?
I accept.
Yeah, okay. Second that?
The power, go with the power.
Yeah, right.
Great.
You get
New,
double
new
your
vice
pay.
chair, all in favor, Lainey as vice chair? Aye.
Who's gonna be the secretary?
Well, let's be the secretary.
Oh,
Paul, you wanna be the secretary?
Don't everybody
I
stare at
guess,
Bob.
yeah.
Bob?
Eliminate Bob to be secretary for this year.
A second.
Motion and a second for Bob to be our secretary for the year term. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
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 I still don't know, what
It's
does the
definitely
secretary
easiest
really do?
secretarial job I've ever had.
Yeah,
If-
right, like
if it
Chris
is-
Was that-
does. It's only
was that the
James
busiest
is
one
not
that
here,
was-
right?
Oh,
But in
yeah.
the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not if
It
it's
seems like
Yeah.
a really old.
Yeah.
And we have that on the video
So
anyways.
if we don't record and we don't have a tape recorder for some reason and no one's phone's working, you have to take notes.
Excellent.
If all the technology is down.
And you have to get us coffee.
So those are all for term, basically.
Yeah, my hand.
That was
Yeah,
sexy.
Candy,
Yeah, okay.
candy too.
You know, it's too bad you
Candy,
didn't come
yes,
here.
you know, Mary's on me today.
Okay. Let, couple of more things.
Neil, this is good for-
CMRPC
Neil,
delegate, delegate.
Delegate?
We
A
need-
delegate delegate?
Delegate.
You're it, right now? You
Right
want-
now, yeah.
you want- He can continue.
Yeah.
Do you like going to
any
CMRPC
discussion?
meetings?
Yeah, they're interesting. Yeah,
Okay.
Do you want to continue doing that?
yeah, I could.
Anyone else throw their hat
Unless
in
if
the
somebody else
ring?
wants, I
Yeah.
mean,
We've got a dinner coming up in June. Did you see that at Pleasant Valley? You can-
Oh, yeah,
you
I
can
get
go to
it.
that.
Yeah, he gets all.
I get all the emails.
I mean, go bring
Yeah, we can all
bring
go
your
to
wife for
dinner,
dinner.
you
Yeah,
know.
Valley.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
Very
right.
interesting, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on
Bring
going.
Ruth
I'll see you
and
at the
take
dinner.
her out.
Yeah,
All right,
I gotta-
so-
she's been trying to get a hold of
We
me.
need a vote on that.
Motion for Bob.
Make a motion that Bob continue as delegate for CMRPC.
Second motion.
A motion and a second for Bob to be our CMRPC delegate. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is that for a 1-year period as well?
Yep, every year, Jeannie did it.
Yep.
Every year.
Right. All right, site approval, this is the, so we just give him a signature blank.
No, get that sent tomorrow with the cover sheet. Yeah, we do that every year.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous, it has
So
to
you
be
wanna
the
sign
same
this? This is-
exact.
Yep,
It has
sign
to be
this.
the same exact signature you put on
Wanna
those
sign it before you
plans.
leave?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just going to make a phone call.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. We
Sorry.
need you back.
Just
for
need
the
your
next-
signature. Take it off?
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
You were very helpful. I'm
Thanks,
so
Mike.
glad you're here tonight.
Sorry that we, last minute, we're like, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's like, what is,
what
I
I'm
put
here
you
for.
on the spot.
No, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it.
We'll be the first board to ever do that.
Thank you. Bye.
Signatures
All right.
for that.
Next on the agenda, planning director job applications review. We need a whole discussion on this.
I'm gonna 2 into it.
Yeah, 2 fresh applications, and we need to kind of agree on the process.
Yep.
What are we
Yeah.
going to do?
Yep.
So I apologize for any confusion.
Well, I was
No, no,
confused about that. I was confused about that too, because I know that when we interviewed the last time, you and Jane
Right.
had met with Randy
Right, because there was like
outside of the
lawsuits
planning
and
board,
attorneys and everything else.
so
and
I just thought that that
I
was,
wrote process and I should be reported to ethics and all that.
I thought that was just
But we still
accepted
discussed it
process
over
to
the
do
meeting.
well, that was, I mean, that was the way we had done it before.
Yeah.
So
There was,
if-
there was lawsuits and lots of things going on.
That's-
It
that-
was,
yeah,
it
but
was a
that-
weird.
That shouldn't change process, so I think there's a benefit of having a pre-screening that's with
Yeah,
just
and-
a few, that's a subcommittee
And
that doesn't need to
that's what
report
normally-
publicly
so that's normally
to
what
things,
happens
so.
is you get, like, there's a vote and then people go and handle the process. And there's also, you can also, because this affects other people's employment, and we could go into executive to discuss or, because again, the disclosure might hurt their employment in Massachusetts, it's one of those protected things. And to just want process, and.
So I
that's-
think there's a benefit of doing that, so I think we all agree there's a benefit of doing that, it's just who's on that.
Doing a subcommittee.
Doing a subcommittee.
Or
It's just
even-
voting about it,
or-
it's not so much who's doing
Or
it.
it's, I mean, in other situations, right, so if there was 50, if we got 25 resumes, and it would be someone needs to kind of screen these resumes, and because HR and town administrator, they're really not part of this, like, we hire, we fire, we, like, they handle the administrative sides, they do the paperwork, the taxes, the payroll, like, we completely decide, so we don't need to, other than they come into HR, pretty much, she should have, the correct process would be that they all go to Jane, and Jane says, we got 25 of them, and we go, holy crap, we don't wanna read 25 resumes, and then she would, we could say, everybody takes some and we'll score them or whatever. But because we have so few resumes, there's really enough for them, I mean, to kind of be dispersed and have us kind of all vote and say, let's call let's call these people in. Either we do it at executive, or we say, oh, let's have, 2 of us go and do that interview. So the process is up to us, but again,
Let's lay it out, let's
Okay.
document it.
I like the idea of doing a individual screening of a subcommittee. And I still like, including the town administrator and HR with that too, because there may be situations there. Not that they're making any decisions, but there may be some issues that they need to
It's like having your
understand
attorney
or.
present.
Which means they don't get a
issues-
vote.
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
I
but
just-
issues of, like, I mean, we can look at a resume and see if they're qualified for an interview,
Sure.
and then they can step in and answer our questions, or we could say, hey, can you take a look at this? We just don't, like, there's just no,
Yeah, that's, but I don't think there's any reason not to do that. I can't think of any reason why not to have them involved, not with the decision-making, but with the interview process
Yeah.
or initial.
well, that's what the board
initial
wants,
experiencing,
that's
so-
absolutely, that's
and that's
absolutely
kind of where
I
fine.
mean, the applicant may have questions about the town and what
It's-
else is going on.
It's a different administration now, and
Yeah, no.
it's not what it was.
No, right, I said, as long as it's a process voted on the board, I'm
Right,
fine with that, yeah.
and I would agree with that, like, they don't get a vote, but they're there just for
Involved.
color commentary around the interview.
Well, like
process.
having the attorney present here,
Yeah.
where we're not actually doing anything legally binding tonight,
Mhm.
but boy, it was valuable having
Right.
both those attorneys, having the engineer and the attorney
Right.
here.
So I heard a suggestion to form a subcommittee of lesser people, smaller group among us to do a first pass, are you saying like a
Yep,
first
yeah,
round
just
of
like a
interview?
first
To narrow it
screening.
down? I mean, we got
An
6
in-person
or 8.
screening.
Yep, yep.
Just a quick session, then we can, if there's somebody that group feels should come in for a formal interview,
Right.
then we'll bring them in for a
Right.
formal, their word interview.
It-
And once again, it can be anybody on the board that wants to do that. I don't know if you, Patsy, if you wanna do that.
I mean,
that's-
we've all been sent these resumes, right, now?
And that's, just let me finish, so that's one suggestion, we don't have to do that, we just bring them all in and everybody could have part of the interview process, including Jane, we need to discuss that too. So,
if you,
we
if
could do a
everybody-
subcommittee, or do you wanna just have everybody
Do you wanna just
go at
review the
it?
resumes and just bring in the people we wanna talk to?
I mean, everybody saw the resumes, there's only 2 people that have any planning experience out of all of them. I mean, it isn't,
There's, there's maybe 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
like actual planner experience, though, right, there's 2, right? Unless there's
We got
some,
new
unless I.
resumes today.
The new guy.
Did you look at today's? Yeah,
And-
one,
That one does have experience, it's true, one of them does.
Yep.
that's
Well,
Illinois, and this
I know.
is
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's,
this one. Alright.
Well, right, so then there's
Is there-
experience versus capability is always the HR question. Like, it's very hard to find the unicorn with planning experience, so then do we go down to the next level and say, well, are they capable and have a
Well,
good
you don't wanna bring
fit?
somebody who doesn't understand,
Yeah.
uh,
Process.
who doesn't understand Massachusetts
Yeah.
bylaw, right? Doesn't understand,
no, that's
that's
true.
the big
That's true.
deal.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I can apply for the position, I've been doing this for 20 years, I can figure out how to
Right.
review a plan.
Right,
It just, in reality, we want somebody who understands the GIS
Right.
mapping, and somebody
Right.
who went to school and has a degree in the area, and I understand in Charlton, we really do like to bring people up without experience, like, right, we like to bring people up, but we need that, we need somebody.
do we
I mean,
expect,
Jane,
do
don't
we
you-
expect more, do
I
we
would
expect
say
more
let's
applications?
bring
Do we expect more applications? Do you
I
think?
say, let's bring them in for an
We
interview.
are going to keep it
Yeah,
open
and see if it's
until the
somebody-
job is filled.
We can just bring
We
the
consider
two.
it.
No, the
for
difference between
executive.
somebody who has some idea that they want someday to be
Do a student
AICP
over a janitor or somebody who did
certified,
something at a.
and maybe haven't had a chance to.
But they need to
Well,
have the
do
degree
steps.
for the technical,
Let's-
it's very technical.
Yes, they need to have the degree
Do they have to be?
beforehand
Yeah.
that relates in
It's
some
nice.
respect
So,
to.
so let's,
their-
let's kick it up a notch, just again, talk not about the candidates
Right,
or
right,
the
right.
requirement, but
The
what
the
is the
process,
process?
what
Do
do
you
we
want
wanna
a
do?
subcommittee, or do you want to just
I don't care
talk
if there's
about
a,
them?
I don't care if there's a subcommittee.
Is there anyone here that doesn't want a subcommittee? That's, I mean, it
I'm
seems
fine.
like that's.
You're
Fine with
talking
either
two, 'cause
way.
you gotta watch your forum.
Yes, so you, just two
Two,
members.
you guys can
members
come in
and
here,
then-
you
Right.
can
And then
talk.
as you suggested,
You're not
Right.
involved,
It's-
not
it's
running
two-
any
The
quorum.
Two members and Jane, and that's
So
still
two
not.
members. Jane
Subcommittee
and
will,
Andrew.
do what? They'll screen the resumes.
Screen the resumes, bring, and screen the people, at least do our initial talk with the people that
With the
First
references.
pass, yeah.
first pass.
And
Now, do we
And the
interview,
reference
do we bring everybody in for that first pass review, or do we just bring the people that we think are
I
the
would
most
say
qualified?
people that.
I wouldn't waste,
I
don't
wouldn't either.
waste,
Yeah.
I agree.
don't waste.
Would we be
the
doing
time.
anything wrong if we didn't invite everybody in for the
Nope.
first interview?
Nope.
If we had everybody here, we'd have to post it.
We're not
and
gonna
we'd
get
have to-
sued
And
if we
do
don't
it.
bring
Okay,
anybody in.
but
I
I'm
mean,
just
I
saying,
remember,
somebody
I
could
remember
say,
doing these,
Yeah.
doing
I was
these
discriminating
interviews in
because I didn't
public,
get the
in a
interview.
public,
Okay,
like,
so-
with videoed,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, so.
Do we have a list of the applicants in the sheet? Because I don't want to start, I don't want to do any names. I just want to go through,
Right,
you know,
right.
candidate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh-huh.
Who do we want to bring in and who do we want
I
to?
made copies.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go back to process,
Okay.
just we need
Yeah.
to approve the
Yeah.
process. So am I hearing you want a subcommittee is okay, a subcommittee of no more than two members,
people.
because then it triggers quorum and we
Yep.
have to public. So 2 members, all right, we haven't chosen the 2 members yet, but we're gonna do a subcommittee. Who's on the subcommittee? 2 members, plus Jane,
So-
is that okay?
When are these interview?
And
gonna be?
and HR and the town administrator, is that
I
okay to
can't see
have them
why
on?
not. Is there
those
any reason
subcommittees?
not
If they wanna
to?
be there.
They don't get a vote, right, just to
If
be
they're willing
there?
to do it,
Right,
then
town admin and HR, okay, thank you. Who's on the subcommittee?
I don't need to be. If you're
No,
in town and
you
you're
guys already-
available.
You guys already have decided that you clearly want, like,
I
wanna do it, so you
honestly,
can do it.
my schedule coming up is a little bit more strict than it had been
So it should be
the
you
past few
as
weeks.
chair.
So I may not have the availability within the next couple of weeks.
can,
I'll be in and
I
out.
mean, it's fine, I can make do.
It's probably like 1 or 2 meetings, right?
Right,
Really,
so-
honestly.
Patsy and Bill, are you willing to do
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
All right.
right, is that all right?
I,
You've got the experience.
and
though.
may I
And
make a
during
motion
the day.
then?
Yeah,
I
In-
make a motion.
I don't have to post it. So
Yeah, right.
whatever
Right.
works with everybody, right in here.
in
I don't think we need a
Board
motion. I
office.
think
You
we
don't
just,
need a
we-
motion.
I think.
Yeah, just, the
Right,
motion will
because
be
we're-
upon the hiring, you know,
Right.
of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. During the day hours, right, office hours. And we'll try to get the candidates in, whatever interview process. And then what is the result, what does success look like for this committee?
We determine if both are pretty amazing and we say, these guys both can do the job.
Right,
Or gals, you know, whatever, these can both do the job.
right,
It's
2, 1, 2,
depending on what we
Wouldn't it
see.
be nice
I
if
mean,
it were 3?
No, but if
Yeah.
we're interviewing when we both are wowed,
yeah,
sometimes, I mean, I've done this in work where I love
Yeah.
both candidates and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
now they come in and they gotta go to the next
It
round.
might just be like, that's,
Or
that's,
we might
that's who we
find
want.
one and say, all right, immediately
Right,
get
right.
them in so we can, you know.
So we'll
like-
say a reasonable number of good candidates.
Yeah, based on-
We won't say 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, as
We'll
long
say a
as they trust our,
reasonable-
you know,
right.
as long as you guys trust our judgment.
That's what success would be.
Yep.
There
Yeah.
there is trust here, like
Yeah.
you have to trust
Yes.
that we're gonna do the right choices, all right.
No.
Now,
We're gonna choose
just
the worst candidates ever.
On
the,
purpose.
the other thing is, what if we interview them and like there's 0 good candidates?
Then discuss the plan, and that might be
And
to-
that's our feedback
Yep.
to the.
We, right, we
the-
say we
okay.
interview them and, or, you know, by the time we interview, or whatever,
Yeah.
there's reasons, then we maybe look at the pool of new graduates that, can come on and work under Jane and sort of, you know, follow the career path, because, you know what we're really good at, and what Jane's really good at is she knows the process, she knows the people, she knows how everything works, she makes the whole machine, you know, the cogs of the system. And what a new person with a degree would bring in the technical, the GIS map, and the being able to you know, gets updated on any state changes and kind of knows the trends, right? And they learn how to deal with people, because that's like the hardest part, is to deal with all the developers and
The real life.
and the
part.
people who don't want to do site plans but have to do site plans, and that has to get explained to them,
Yeah.
the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't Clark University have planning? Is that where
Oh,
Alan
they
Wood
do.
taught?
They have.
Can
like-
I-
Western State,
What's the
UMass
state?
Amherst, Clark,
Yeah,
Worcester
Worcester
State.
State, all do. Yeah.
Can I ask, I don't know how to ask this question. Can you apply for the job?
Very good.
So why didn't
Do
you?
you want,
Yeah,
do you want the job?
would you like to apply for that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
If
yeah, I
we-
mean, it's up to you, obviously, but I
Yeah.
would like you to be a contender.
Because if you were applying for this position, right? And we saw your application with all your experience, we would choose you to come in for an interview. So that's,
Right.
again.
Right, I would have to apply.
Well, why don't we do this? If you choose to apply, we will take you off of the subcommittee list.
Yeah.
You can't interview yourself, no interview
No.
yourself,
Right.
just like.
And then we'll just continue with HR and the town administrator. But
Yeah.
please, I
think we all
think
had that idea.
the
Yeah,
feeling
Jane, I
of the
would
board would
consider it.
I mean, yeah,
be,
we-
certainly be a great candidate, and you are doing the job.
Would we continue
administrative
hiring
assistant
for an
job.
assistant?
Yeah.
And I think at that
Then we could
point,
get a
it would
student.
change things
Yeah,
that,
because
Then we have to-
we're so busy in here.
Yeah.
That's why it's like,
Yeah.
we gotta get going. And if we wait too long,
Yeah.
then these people will find a job.
Because there's a million.
Plymouth
Right.
down
Right.
has,
Right.
So we
That
need
could
to
all-
have
Yeah.
this
but
Yeah.
their pay scale's the same as ours,
okay, Plymouth,
next week.
which
that's
I
a
was
lot more work, it's a lot
surprised.
bigger.
Actually, I think they're about the
Because
same
they're gonna-
population, isn't it?
All right, excellent. Okay,
Land-wise, no, I think population's there, is high there too, but they're the
You're
Yeah,
in
biggest
they're-
land-wise.
that's right.
Just let us
We
know,
were talking to
I
somebody,
mean, I
we were
think go
talking
through
to
the
somebody
formal
from Plymouth
process
at
to make
the
sure it
Holy
looks
Cross.
formal,
That's
like
right.
do an application.
Was that
You know
idea?
what, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
All right,
That's
Okay.
good memory.
Talk about that later.
yeah. What else do we need to
Won't
do?
last long.
So we have a subcommittee, we have a process. All right, and then we bring in alleged candidates here. We should have some, I think it's important to ask, if there's more than one candidate, the same questions to both candidates, and some kind of a
This is what we did
ranking.
last time, and this is what HR had, so, and I gave everybody
Yep. Yep.
both sets.
So,
In
and
addition,
the
if
good
the
thing
two
about the
of you could
pre-interview
decide
is
how
you can ask
good
different
those
questions.
questions are.
It's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
public meeting, you can kind of get a feel for them and know who they are. And
Tell me again, what was it? I
Um,
didn't hear.
If the two of you can decide how to use all this, with the
Yep.
stuff from before.
And then, when we get the two best candidates, we'll bring them into the full planning board.
Yes.
And then at that planning board, you should have each member ask the same question. So I'll ask my 3 questions, you ask your 5 questions, but make sure they're the same questions. This
The
was
same- so you ask the same question
a
to just the
suggestion
different
from
people.
HR.
In executive session,
In executive
Yes.
session.
and
Yes.
its own
Yep.
night.
You have to ask
Right,
the
right,
can, you have to ask
Or
the
before.
candidates the same questions.
Right, yes.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing, I
And-
was HR time.
And then we have to
Oh.
evaluate them, so we have to.
Other business, that,
Rank.
unknowns.
I could do it before
Kind of
our
like you
meeting.
did with
Yeah,
the master plan ranking.
like not qualified, qualified, and exceptionally qualified, like you have to rank them
Are
somehow.
we aiming
And
for the
then-
15th or?
What are the requirements for hiring? Does there need to be a ranking, reasoning because of like the legality piece of it?
Maybe Andrew would know
So
that in
when-
HR.
Yeah,
I
we
think
should
so.
ask that.
That's why you wanna have them with you.
Yeah.
in your little
Because
group
Yeah.
when,
For things like that.
I'm not I'm
Answer those
not,
questions.
I'm not union or anything, so I can pretty much say I like this person and I just wanna hire him
Mhm,
and
mhm.
not.
I'm not
but-
sure the process for.
But I'm not sure, but town-wise, it might be that you need to have a basic scoring sheet and determine why you hired somebody. Like sort of an explanation
Yeah.
of why you
Lynn
chose
will
them.
be
I'm not
able to
sure if that.
I don't know if you have to, but I think that would be good. Otherwise, the process can be like, someone could just say, oh, I wanna
Oh.
hire this person. I make a motion to hire this
Right,
person,
they're
and
my-
they're the least,
You know, they're my friend's cousin or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
or they're the least
That doesn't
qualified,
happen
then
ever.
Well, that's a
then
good thing
we're-
about
yeah.
if you go through
It would be helpful to have
uh,
some.
human resources,
Yeah.
and then you cover yourself
No,
legally.
All right,
no,
so we're gonna have a-
HR has just as much bias as I.
Planning board interview, we'll bring the candidates in executive session.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know what I mean, will ask the same three questions.
Potentially
to each
before a meeting,
candidate.
before our regular meeting.
That's fine.
Okay.
Potentially, just
Yep.
so we don't have to have everybody come in
Yep.
another night, we'll
Yep.
try,
So like
depending on when they're available, right?
5 or
We'll-
5.
I've got no problem coming in earlier on I'm
Early.
here on a Wednesday, I'm here on a Wednesday at any time.
I can get out of work though.
Yeah, me too.
And then some kind of a ranking, you fill, I don't know, we'll figure this out, what, meets, exceeds, or doesn't meet, whatever it is, fit, experience, all
Yeah,
of that
let's,
stuff.
yeah, let's see what we have to do, let's not do
Yeah.
too much if we don't have to do too
Yep.
much, let's
Yeah, I
not make
agree.
it,
I
let's
agree.
not
Right,
make it
right.
a.
Well, Lynn knows.
And,
I'll
and
ask
then we
her.
should have a separate meeting without the candidates, obviously, to then we discuss and
What's your
hopefully
opinion?
choose one, right? So that's a subcommittee meeting, the planning board interview, executive session, and then a separate meeting again, quickly
Executive
followed to
session.
have.
And then Jane would,
Yeah.
send an email
A
to ask,
decision.
to ask Lynn to reach out and make an offer of employment.
Yes. So planning board discuss and
Directive
pick a
on-
candidate, like final, yeah, all right. All right, is that a good what did I miss? What am I?
I think you
what
got
else?
it all.
That's good.
And we want to aim for the June 15th, 17th, 15th, June 5th, 17th meeting to do the interviews, or do we want to, I don't think we can give them any
You're not gonna get them, but
for the 17th? I'm sorry, for
June
June 17th?
I-
You're not
I
going to
would
get it for the 3rd. That's not bad.
no.
Well, we
17th?
already lined them up, we have to reschedule them,
Yeah,
but.
that's what I'm saying, we might be able to, yeah, but still, I don't think.
So
the
they're
3rd
already
would-
lined up, can you move it up?
Yeah.
Because they might
Right.
have another job offer.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
That's what I'm
fine.
saying.
Do you want,
You wanna go,
do we want to aim for the
Whatever
3rd then,
you-
for?
June 3rd?
Do you think we can make June 3rd?
let's try June
Okay,
3rd.
okay.
Yeah. So June 3 will be the subcommittee first pass.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I-
it's pretty, I mean, usually with these
So
things,
that-
you know, you don't know,
in
pretty
executive
soon.
session?
I
In
mean,
exec,
Before our meeting?
it doesn't have to be executive session, cause it's not a quorum.
You can just, you
Yeah,
can
we
meet
can-
anytime.
Oh, all right, you're just gonna
This-
come
this is-
whenever,
Subcommittee.
I was-
whenever.
No, I was talking about for interviews.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
For
that's what I
interviews.
thought.
Yeah, for interviews, do we aim for June 3rd for interviews? Can you get them screened and decision by then
You guys
and
work
get
on
them to
that
come
next
back for
week?
the 3rd? I.
Well,
Have your subcommittee meeting anytime during the day, just
Yeah.
let me know. Put a note on the door.
And then June 3rd in front of the full board.
Yeah. And if you have
Yeah,
trouble,
that
if
would
you have
be-
trouble,
So,
you can't
okay,
make it
so
for whatever
June
reason, let
3rd
me
you'd
know.
like to do.
I'll.
June 3rd in front of the full board,
I
the
can come
first
back to
board
town.
interview.
Interview
And
Your
this
vacation?
one.
before
Are you going-
meeting.
Yep.
find something.
Just
And I'll
delegate.
think, well, how much time should I want?
Yeah, it's
Well,
an
it
hour,
depends on
45
the
minutes.
people.
It's like
Say it's 2 people, half an hour, 45 minutes each. That's
We'll do an hour
an
before the
hour,
meeting.
Yeah, an hour.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and,
We'll have to
and,
be quick.
All right.
for someone who's done so much interviewing over the last couple of years, you wanna keep them short and sweet and keep them on you know, like if you're saying, never, ever, ever over an hour, in my opinion, when you're doing the initial meetings, ever.
Oh, for an initial meeting, yeah, half an hour.
Half an hour.
But even,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
that screen, because,
Interview, I think, would be in
and
45
then what
minutes.
happens is the same questions get asked after too, like,
Yeah.
they go through many rounds,
that
and then the
out
same, people start asking the same questions, so it's,
Yeah.
we gotta coordinate.
How long do you think for an interview? I think have we done an hour before? I think it was 45 minutes we did
Yeah, I think
for-
45 minutes is
Yeah,
perfect,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and to really rein ourselves in.
So June 3rd, we could go 5:30 with the full committee, if we can get them back here. And we'll say it's 2 candidates, half an hour each. Does that feel right? June
If you are-
3rd,
if-
5:30?
Let's coordinate questions, because some of my questions are like traveling distance and stuff when I see these.
Should I make it
So-
earlier?
Do 5.
I know, okay. Alright, so 5 to 6:30, and then 6:30 regular meeting. Alright.
Some questions you can't ask for, you cannot ask for
Right.
HR, like what kind
No,
of car,
like-
do you have a
like
reliable
traveling-
piece of transportation, and you can't really ask.
You can ask, can you do you have the capability to drive to work every day?
Can you
And-
get here? Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
I mean, that's it.
yeah.
We don't say, is your car,
Right,
you
right,
know, you have a piece of car,
Right.
but it's a job requirement is to physically be here, so
Right.
you need to be able to drive and
But
be
you
here.
can't ask them like where they live.
Yeah, well, you see there, but but you
Yeah,
can
you-
ask,
you know.
do you have a problem, is it gonna be an issue
Right.
coming from, you're an hour and a half away?
Yeah.
Is that gonna turn into an issue because,
Illinois.
So you want Lynn and you here?
For that one too, yeah, sure.
For the,
Well, we
For
have
the
Fridays off, so
planning
they don't
board
have
full
Fridays,
committee.
Fridays
I don't think that's
off.
necessary.
His
But
wife-
In my opinion, I don't think, no, for the June 3rd, I think having them there for the initial screening would be
Okay,
good.
'cause this
just
is
For
the
the
initial.
subcommittee.
Yeah, for
You
the
might, but you
subcommittee.
might
My
pick somebody
birthday's
that.
June
Yeah.
2nd.
Do it.
Alright, that's
You know,
fine.
I think any issues that they would have a potential
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
would,
yeah.
would come up in the initial screening.
Alright.
If they can't find a problem in the initial screening, or
This
they
is
don't have any other
subcommittee.
questions,
Alright.
then it's up to the board who they're gonna hire. I don't
Call
think
this-
having them there for the
Yeah, it would
for the
be-
interviews. I don't think we need HR or the town administrator here for the final interview.
No,
Alright,
no, no, no.
For
Okay.
June 3rd,
As long
alright.
That's
as, I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
before we waste our, I mean, I don't know how the background, like, they do the background check and the basic stuff. In reality, I don't think you can do that until you get to that final interview
Or something, yeah.
and do all of
Yeah.
that, so.
Alright.
I wish we could do it up front. It would be really helpful. Because, sometimes I pick people that have fake degrees in other countries, and we don't find
Yeah.
out until,
They don't even speak English.
Right. No, they need to be well, you love them, and then all of a sudden you find out that their degree was really fake. That kind of,
Jones College and hot dog stand.
no, it's like,
Wow.
I've talked to people that have hired people that their friends took their interview for
You
them
gotta get together
with
next
their,
week.
instead
like
of their
Goodwill
name, with a
Hunting.
phone interview. and
a
yes.
fake, like a fake
Yeah.
Indian
Yeah,
university,
email out
like
there.
a fake,
Goodwill
like a
Hunting
fake
did
Indian
it.
at university, or, there was a fake, two times, a
Fancy.
fake Indian and a fake,
Or Lynn
Indian
and
university and a fake
Lynn next
university
week,
from
as
Ghana.
far as we
I
know.
think
way.
so, I'll find out.
It was a fake university.
Sure makes you
But
feel
just
good
the-
when there's
that way
So,
we-
and
so
the
many
university
doctors
existed,
who-
we like.
Or
called
this
it-
isn't gonna happen.
Find out. Well, then, yeah. look
Yeah,
at
so
that.
I mean, if it doesn't
Right.
happen,
Then
we
we'll
push it out.
move on.
But I think a
But-
planner would probably a little
15.
safer.
Can
Probably
you
with the
post
pool of
this
applicants and the-
executive session
Yeah, it's
already?
probably
and
different.
we can-
Hopefully,
June
It's funny,
3rd.
it is almost kind of, no, it's not.
You have enough
pretty
time to
sad,
post
and
for
it's-
that.
after it's over.
Even
I
if it
can't do,
doesn't happen.
yeah,
Call
yeah,
it, you know,
but not the actual meeting, cause I still,
Tears,
it's
maybe.
draft.
Yeah, okay. All right, good. So interview 0, subcommittee, Patsy, Jane, town administrator, HR, and me. This has to
Well,
happen.
Thursday, if I'm
That has to
back.
happen.
This has to happen next week, and we have to get them in here next week if possible.
Well, if possible.
Well, I guess, all right, so then
Find
what
out what your
happens if
schedule is.
3 are available and 2 are not available? and
I
those
doubt
are the
we're,
ones I
we'll
wanna
interview
talk
that many.
to.
I doubt that we'll choose that many. but
Well, I
think-
guess that's the question. I mean,
Yeah.
do we have, can we talk about who we all think we should bring in, or are you gonna sit and talk with everybody that applied? I'm not assuming no, so.
I think you screen interview, I mean, you
So-
screen, you do first rounds, right? Like these,
Right.
let's talk to these 2 or 3 people, whatever it may be.
Who choose, I guess what I'm saying is who chooses those 2 or 3 people?
Like, do you trust us to
I
kind of?
think I trust you to
Yeah, I
to
would-
choose.
I-
Having seen the resumes, I trust you
That's
to
why you
choose.
have it.
So I'm looking for
Yeah.
real experience and a degree, that's what I'm looking for.
Yep, well, so I'd still, I
There you
think
go.
the board, I still think the board needs
We
to
don't know
be
that at all.
at least
Right.
informed. I think the
Right.
board still needs, the board as a whole still needs to be informed on who you plan on bringing in.
Oh,
Even if
yeah,
it's
yeah,
through
right.
Jane,
Oh, yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case somebody says, hey, this person here
Oh, yeah.
may not have the full qualifications, but they might be a good,
But my friend knows them.
All right.
yeah, that's.
Well, then we can, and we'll we can have a discussion just through email or phone call directly, just to.
And
filter it
anybody
out.
on this
Yeah.
board, if you read a resume and you're like, that's a rock star,
Yeah.
or no, really, because you know what?
I don't get it.
There's a benefit,
Yes, you do.
Sure.
Actually, I don't.
there's a benefit of
You don't-
having people know people. I know,
But-
you know,
But your influence, you've got an opinion. The opinion
They
counts.
do really good
We-
benefit.
So the
You
key
can't
is,
vote, but
is
you
I
can have an opinion,
I
you
think
can
I'm
share
so
that
funny,
opinion.
I'm so
Okay.
sarcastic, but when somebody knows somebody and says, this person's a, I mean, like, you know, I've known them for years, they're really truly solid, bringing them in and that, it does make, but those references and those referrals make a difference.
Right, right.
And I'm not saying that, you know, this is my cousin, sometimes the cousin's really fabulous and you're not hiring because of the cousin, you hire them because they came in and they were a rock star and
Yeah.
so.
Or if somebody's reference is somebody that we know well from town, for instance,
Right.
and the person may
Yeah.
not otherwise seem as qualified, but that person says that that person is,
Yeah,
I would consider that,
Right. At least worth a
an
conversation,
endorsement.
yeah. Okay,
Alright.
Okay,
thank you. Apologize for the confusion, my fault.
just send out the list of names that you think, give it to
Okay.
Jane, and if anybody has any objections or
Absolutely,
or
right,
additions, that's
reply
fine,
to
that's fine,
her,
I'm okay with
right,
that.
yeah.
And we're
No.
probably all gonna be in the same agreement, it's just good to know,
I think we have
before the
6
fact and after
now.
the fact.
6 or 8, I forget the number.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Update?
Yeah, any other business update?
Yep.
Jane?
Yep. National Grid Phase 3 for the substation for Amazon contacted me and they're gonna be submitting, I believe, Tuesday, so I'll put them on the 7/15 agenda.
Put the
Was there-
substation on Snake Hill Road.
Are they finally
Snake
finishing
Hill,
it or
Carpenter Hill,
something?
yeah.
Phase 2, they're almost done.
Oh,
Phase 3 is a whole new submittal.
Okay.
It's huge. It's a big, yeah.
oh,
So, I'll let you know when I get
So
that.
phase 2 is the temporary substation.
Yes, this is gonna be-
So phase 3, it's been in the works and approved. We don't always know, but it's online at ISO New
Oh.
England. It's been approved for a number of years.
All right, well,
Isn't
they,
that funny?
they didn't come to us yet.
Yeah.
For
Is
phase
it
3, that's
a
for the,
site plan requirement or what?
Yeah.
What? It's a full application.
yeah, I haven't seen it or anything. That was like,
Oh,
Randy was
yeah.
talking to them. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
so I'll let you know.
They get the
that's-
okay for it. No
Yeah.
plans were
Yeah.
online.
Well, I thought they were all done.
And I knew we were gonna have to have a full submittal. I mean,
Yeah.
any use change to an approved plan is a submittal.
Mhm.
I know some people don't
Yeah.
wanna do it, but that's what we gotta do.
Yeah.
What about the one,
I appreciate that.
oh, sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
GM Properties are gonna be bringing in a new submittal.
Mhm.
Duplexes, downsizing and using frontage.
Hmm.
Let you know
Oh,
that.
like an individual
So I'll let you.
driveways?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, that one was more like a subdivision.
Right, right, right.
The new one isn't gonna be.
It'll look like the one's already there, right before.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I'll put on for
You just paint it.
July 15th. And I don't know if I mentioned, future submittals. Charlton Manor
Mm.
wants to do, 60 units of assisted living.
Right.
Wow.
We just had a
Right,
sit
right.
down, nothing has come in.
Where was that?
Charlton Manor?
Charlton Manor,
Oh, okay.
12,
In the same
Town
general
Farm Road.
location.
Same,
You don't expand
same
right there.
property?
yes, yes.
Same property,
Yeah,
6
we
The
just-
rest of the farm?
Yep.
Good.
Bernie Gothi is gonna be bringing in a zone change, so that will have on this, he wants to discuss it with you on June 3rd. And we still haven't received the subdivision from Pecor. Remember that?
Yeah,
And
But-
Kozowski's too,
yeah.
which he was gonna use the same kind of parcel like Bernie Gothier.
I haven't heard.
And what's going on with
So-
Amazon?
Hmm?
Amazon.
They still wanna do the last mile, so that's another plan. See, we're crazy busy.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
that
will
one-
be coming in and I know a couple more things that are coming in too, so we'll,
Mhm.
I saw the one traffic counter on Route 20, and I assumed it was the 1
Well, they've gotta
hour.
do that every
But they have
year.
to do it on 169,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Because that's
we've
where,
never gotten that from them. Remember they were gonna give us an
I know.
update?
We need to get that.
Do you want me to look into that?
Impossible it is to get in touch
I
with
don't-
these DOT.
But we've never gotten
Yeah.
a traffic count from them.
Who is supposed to supply that? Is it DOT?
I'm gonna look into
It's
it.
DOT because it's their cameras on Route 20.
But should we be getting
or
it through the developer?
The developer needs to pay for one.
Yeah,
don't they?
well, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Blue Water should,
Right.
should,
Maybe request it through them.
I
Yeah.
would, that's who I would
Yeah,
get in
yeah,
touch with.
Yeah, we need a
Yep.
letter to them
They'll be
to
responsible
request
for
it.
finance.
But we've never gotten one, and
Yeah,
they said
yeah.
they were gonna
I know.
supply it.
so
Yeah.
that's why I
Yes.
think we need to touch base
Yeah,
with them and
yeah.
say, hey, listen, we're still waiting on that,
Yeah.
our yearly submittals for.
And they gotta be doing a
applications.
whole
I
nother
mean,
one.
I
for-
think the question came up one time with, is it Alex?
Yeah, right. From-
And she said, yeah, things changed a little bit, but didn't change, and we're addressing light timing because of it, but
Yeah.
never saw the plan.
Everybody has their
No.
own changes.
All I know
And
is
they have to do
Stafford
it
Street is
anyways,
busier
right?
now
They
than
have
it
to
has
do it
ever
anyways
been.
because of
Oh,
the change.
that.
Am I right? Stafford Street is busier now than I've ever seen it.
They have to do a whole full study, they
It
have to
might be
do a.
because of the Route 20 construction, but it's
Yeah, it's
No,
crazy.
no,
Make
North
it
Sturbridge
full
Road.
business,
So
so we
they're
need a
gonna-
What's that?
baseline.
North
Yeah.
So
Sturbridge
they're gonna do a
They're
traffic
cutting
study
over.
anyways, so
Right.
that will,
Yeah, yeah.
And they'll be
for that
coming in
change,
town.
for
I
the
tell you,
big
the
change.
four-way Stafford, the four-way
So,
stop sign
last
there
one,
is
what
a great
about,
thing. I
what
think-
came through in an
that doesn't
email, I
bother
didn't
me.
have a chance
No,
to
I
look
know,
at
I
it.
think it's a
What
great
is the
thing. I
field
think it
change
was
going
needed.
on
Yep. I like the
at
rotary on Route
Western
20.
Road Solar?
Yeah.
You said Chris Nolan sent the email and said, I
He
have
didn't
to.
tell us. We don't know.
Batteries.
His email had a bunch of weather studies and like
Oh, that thing.
as-built
Yeah, that had,
conditions and
that
all
was
of
for
that.
conservation.
Yeah.
I don't even know why he sent it, but I'm giving you guys
20
everything.
pages of
Yeah.
whatever.
But
All right,
that's not
and
us.
I
to
don't
put
know.
it on the record that it's been postponed yet again. Cause he was quite threatening that we were dragging our feet,
Mm.
and he's been working on
I
it for
keep it
3
in the
years.
file.
Tim.
Yeah,
Every
keep it,
time- I do.
that we're, it's not this board.
Right.
I know.
He
It's not a
keeps-
public
It
hearing,
was
but I
supposed
still
to be
keep
in
it.
like
Yeah.
January, then it was February.
Yeah, so we
For
keep
the
the
bond.
communication on our part going so
Yeah.
that we don't be held, we're not held responsible.
Right.
I have one last item. How would everybody feel about starting our meetings at 6 o'clock, starting, say, September? Get through the summer meetings and, because we're out.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
can make,
Jack?
I'm in
I
town.
can make
I'm
sense.
all set with it.
September?
Yeah.
I think 6
Okay.
o'clock's fine with me.
Okay.
Eat dinner after.
The only other thing I wanted to mention is
Maybe, I don't
During-
know, you'd be gambling sometime.
the town meeting, did you see the ESA, they set up a table there, so.
They weren't there, and Paul came in late, cause they said to me, oh, Mary,
They were there the whole time.
They weren't there when I came in, but they were there when I went out.
when we went
Right,
out,
right,
but
right.
Paul came in late from the meeting, and they said they weren't there yet.
That is
But they
the
said to me,
beginning of their public outreach
Yeah.
phase, and
Is that the
then,
beginning of it, or is that
I mean, that's one of.
It doesn't
I don't
count
know,
as a
yeah.
hearing, though, as the
Exactly,
public
so we
hearing.
wanna make sure they are very diligent, rigorous, long, and
They did say hi to me by my
expansive.
name.
Well
Me too.
advertised?
Yeah, well advertised.
Did they? They didn't even recognize me.
Clearly you're not, animated
Oh,
enough. You
yeah,
don't
what
need
did
to
you say
animate
the
them.
dots were
I
on
didn't,
them?
yeah.
They knew
So
her
the-
name too, I
the
mean, we would
dots-
expect
They
that.
asked me if you were, are you familiar with the project? I'm like,
The
yeah, I'm familiar
orange,
with it.
the orange lines were the big transmission lines, and then they had dots, and they said those were the substations.
Huh.
So it obviously picks up Charlton, and Charlton, it goes past 20 or whatever, it feeds all of western Massachusetts, and that's why it's such a critical pathway.
We are.
They're
We're-
doing another one
We're pretty
north
good.
of us that
Yeah.
has another critical, cause
Yeah.
that's how Okan's getting it. They're way above us.
Yeah.
So there is another one.
So
We can have prop
we
out.
need to make sure they're going straight to the utility
can you
siting
find a
board, it's
date for
150 megawatts.
Remember
Right.
when Wes went to the selectmen and wanted to be on our agenda? I came
Right.
across, that he wants to be on our June
Yeah,
3rd
yeah,
agenda.
he mentioned that,
Just
yeah.
Discussion.
It wasn't Wes, it was another guy now,
okay.
but.
But that's,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
They're coming in.
yeah,
So, yeah, they're on the agenda anyway, okay, good.
not a
So
submittal,
ESA does a
just-
nice
just
job,
a
that's their
conversation.
job.
Yeah.
They haven't built a battery park yet,
Mm.
and they just sold
Mm,
what they were gonna do themselves to another company. It came up
Mm.
on a search.
yeah.
So it's just something,
There's 150 megawatts, there's gonna be about 80 storage units full of batteries. It may be
Mhm.
the biggest one in Massachusetts, I don't know, I didn't do that much research.
Again, Charlton on the
It's a while ago.
books.
Yeah.
We want Charlton to be on.
10
HVAC units.
10 acres of
So the
battery.
only thing and the
I
chief's
can't-
on board,
I can't even,
keep
80
protecting
storage
us.
trailer size
But the
things.
floodgates
That's
are gonna
huge.
open,
Yeah.
so.
It just really
Just get
does look ugly
25%
from Google
cash,
Maps
no?
above, right?
and they don't have,
For a
and then,
bond.
Right, right.
And then the rest.
Okay, any other,
line of credit.
Yep, Any other business? Any other
I
comments?
think it's gonna help.
Motion, please.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Jane.